level has been like
inconsistent in a way?
inconsistent. You know, a lot of times we said that his highs are higher, but his lows are lower.
Okay.
So with experience, it should flatten out just a little bit. And that's the question. Is the average going to still be higher than Kyrie? And is that going to be enough for them to really pose a threat? Because again, like Shevin mentioned, the belief, the name is such a big factor here, right? When you show that ONIC can be defeated, when you've already beaten them twice in the regular season, you know, the ONIC name that was so feared by Moreno back then in SPS is no longer the same, right? I think Bigetron has, you know, the same kind of aura coming into this, basically.
Yeah, that's the... I would argue that in terms of confidence and also how they're gonna play with a chip on their shoulder, BTR has more motivation than ONIC. Niall obviously playing for his late brother. I mean, a lot of these players are having heartbreaks for multiple seasons and now they're here. And if you ask any other players or coaching staff in MPL Indonesia on who do they think has the best mental game, mental edge out of any players, it's Niall. And they would argue that it's not even close. I think we got to talk with the Stakes about that, how he has this, I love this term so much, irrational confidence about him. No matter who it is, no matter, you can play against someone that is objectively the best player in the world and Niall will think that he's better than him.
And that's exactly what they need, right? They need that story, they need that mentality. And I agree with you guys. I think that consistency still needs to be topped up for BTR. And we saw what happens when BTR are in form yesterday against Geek. They were clean, they were composed, and in yet another best of 7, do you think that perhaps momentum is on BTR's side in compared to ONIC?
I think so, which is why I think if Bigetron gets it done, it's going to be quite dominant. I predict myself like a 4-1, possibly. But if it slows down, ONIC definitely have the edge, and they have all the backup they require. Coach Yeb is in the building.
Well, let the games begin, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 1 in the grand finals, a full best of 7. And we're going in through dangerous grass. This is the drafting phase, ladies and gentlemen, presented to you by the official gaming phone Infinix GT50 Pro. BTR by Vitality are going to be on blue side and ONIC are on red. Phobius, Paquito, Jushin banned out. The response from the Sky Kings, the defending champs, is the Freya Fanny ban, and we're waiting on the last one, considering Marcel is still an open hero to pick up.
By the way, like, ONIC did not ban the Fanny at all, I believe, against Geek Fam. And they're putting it here in the second phase. That shows that they actually have some sort of respect towards Niall and BTR overall on how to play around the Fanny. And it's proven in the regular season, right? Niall was amazing when this hero gets ONIC.
Right, the Marshall is left open though. Going to be a Baksha ban from ONIC to slow down the potential early tempo approach that Niall likes to do on that utility jungle. That's one of the advantages they used before, using the Baksha so that Moreno can go for damage items and not go for the glowing wand. Marcel indeed gets picked up. What's the answer here for ONIC, and what are we... Look, what character is this?
Robbie!
Smurf? Avatar?
I feel like it's Avatar.
I think so, yeah. There's a sling.
Oh my lord, Robbie. Every single time he comes into the MPL arena, he graces us with his presence. But same, he was in blue earlier. We do see a blue hero up on screen as well. Marcel going to be secured in by BTR Vitality. What is the response from the Sky Kings?
Well, generally you want to pick the Claude here. Looking at earlier or yesterday's match, and it is going to be the Claude, the Khalid, following through. Interesting, and good by the track record of Rashi. Keyboard has been more than amazing on this hero. Whether it's used aggressively or for appeal, which doesn't really make sense if you're a Khalid too. He can do it all.
And it's also a good matchup against Marcel. If they meet each other in the Land of Dawn, that Marcel's in for a beating. So Finn needs to be very careful. And now for Bigetron, there is this question on whether or not they have enough wave clear. But hey, that's Nevin and Airpang definitely supporting Bigetron.
Girl, go to work, right? What is this? Why is she dating? Isn't she supposed to be casting?
I guess she's not on duty. All right. Well, Arlet Fredrin, a known combo already, not foreign to ONIC. think crowd control is something that ONIC will definitely require here because Bigetron has a lot of it stacked up already.
Yeah. Okay, so you can only play utility here for Kyrie. I think the standard way is probably picking something that has a bit of range in the mid lane and maybe exhausts Moreno's hero pool in the second banning phase. Eve comes into mind, and Moreno has been playing amazing too on the Eve, so it's also a deny pick to the Maestro.
Right, it's a Suyo though. Good neutral objective. Control with the Soul Sever. Good execute potential on the Fredrin. If Niall wants to play on low HP for extra damage. Looking very aggressive right here, but again, AoE card control-wise, Bigetron has an overwhelming advantage. ONIC might want to change that, but they go for the Harriet ban because they already have the Claude.
Might be Moskov next for the ban towards Eman, and it's been amazing on that hero. This is already strong enough front for you to work with if you are BTR, so you have overwhelming advantage in terms of objective game, and if you compare it with, pair it with a Moskov, that would be amazing for BTR, especially with that Market Hunter. Eman has been abusing that to the maximum potential.
Now, whatever Uranus type of deal might show up, Sustain can be a great option here if they want to play tempo and pressure in the early game. Valentina ban for Vitality here. Denying a signature pick from Sans technically with the final slash with the golden hour available. You do not want to leave Gila Sans up to his own creative devices.
Now, I'm wondering, coming to the second phase with the Harith already banned out, we do see the Suyo for ONIC. Do you think the Eve instead might be prioritized as a ban in order for the Suyo to have a better time in the early game?
Possibly.
Not a bad idea at all, man. The Eve, again, brings crowd control, brings slows and poke damage. It's one of those versatile heroes, which is exactly why it's been favored so much, especially against Tushin. And now with the Gord ban coming in, with all the crowd control, burst damage becomes a concern for ONIC. Taking that away in the form of the Gord will be great. Options left include the Setien, by the way, which again brings in a lot of crowd control. Could work for either team.
Yeah, I like it better for BTR though, just for Shogun to abuse that Vengeance stack.
Right.
Pigeon procs all the way.
And playing Zetian into Arlet is not a fun time.
Yeah. No. But I'm surprised with the Gord ban though, because if you look at it, Eve and also Gord is right around in the same area. You have range, you have some kind of like burst damage. If the Gord definitely excels on that. So I wonder, is this a setup towards another hero that Sans has, maybe not Sans, Lupi on the table, Lupi half on the table, like a Terizla maybe.
Terizla can work, but I really don't like how immobile the Terizla is. So Lapu is a signature pick. I think it works fine here, right? They can dive into back, potentially to the backline member that most likely going to be Moreno. It just seems like both teams are trying to flex each other's mid laner hero pool, because they haven't picked a mid laner. And now Sans has shown his cards first. It's going to be a Lilia. Yeah,
one of his signature heroes from back in the day. I remember how aggressive he was. Used it already here in the playoffs, and it was a menace. It was a menace for sure.
The clear though.
Exactly.
Khalid,
Suyo, Lilia, Khalid.
Man. It's quite ridiculous.
Moreno, what is he going to pick up?
Did he go for Selena here,
Against a Khalid that has a bit of a maybe more tempo.
I mean, you mentioned the Zetian earlier. It still could be the Zetian.
I think Zetian would make very much more sense here. And also Moskov for Eman.
That was good, I think.
Oh, it's a Barca!
Oh,
never mind.
Juked us.
Again, with all the utility already there, having the Kimi to follow up and have an extra bit of front-to-back potential, now it's on ONIC to try and find ways to get to the backline. But again, that Lapu is available. I think if you're trying to deny the Moskov, the Kimi, not a bad pick at all.
Yeah.
What if they go Yuzong? Does Yuzong lose
it's
against
either
Arlen?
of those two, I think. Especially if you're thinking about the Arlen matchup,
Exactly.
Yuzong fares better on that one. But
then Yuzong can go straight into the backline?
That is true. I don't know why, but I feel like BTR has not left the match. Because this draft really feels like they just want to play it super safe with the front two back and also having a low risk with the Fredrin.
Okay, I guess we're just gonna throw it straight into game number 1 here. The opening game of the Grand Finals.
for seasons, MPL Indonesia belongs to ONIC. And today, Bigetron will try to take it. Dynasties are not inherited, they are overthrown. Welcome to MPL Indonesia Season 17 Grand Finals. It's Realize and Mirko reporting for duty.
It's a blast, you know? Very unexpected Grand Finals here according to most people, but I knew deep down in my heart that this was going to be the Grand Finals. And now that we're here today, we have to remember, it is game 1 out of a possible 7-game series. I asked Keyboy just earlier in the opening what his prediction would be for this match. He said 4-3. So even he's expecting a tough matchup, despite, again, I think most people thinking that ONIC just have it in the bag.
Well, Mirko, if we do open the history books, the last Grand Finals being played in the Velodrome in ONIC's Kingdom was that 4-3 Grand Finals against RRQs. Ooh. Maybe, just maybe, that could be the case. But let's see if Bigetron by Vitality has what it takes. They have ticked the first box of returning to the international stage. And now they will try to win their maiden MPL ID trophy.
It just seems like when we're in the Velodrome, there's something in these walls, man. There's something written in these walls. And so far, it's always been ONIC. What did that say? I don't know.
ONIC?
ONIC, perhaps. But season 13, season 15, the 2 times we've had it here, there's only been one champion. Velodrome only knows one name.
Only one name.
Can it finally be tarnished? Can it finally be taken down by the coup of the Red Robots?
The Red Robots banging on the doorsteps and possibly the walls of the Velodrome. We did see that tifo up there by the Sonic. Velodrome, our home. Whoa. So let's see if the home gets taken down by Bigetron by Vitality. This is game 1 of ONIC against Bigetron by Vitality.
We're getting into the game. It seems we're getting in a bit late. There's already a significant advantage that we're seeing. Mlbb in the lane against Shogun. And we're finally in it. There you have it. Is there anything crazy? I don't think, but there's a significant gold lead on the side of ONIC. 300.
Yeah, that was quick. And 7 seconds into the turtle already. Nile hits level 4, especially with the gimme up top, helping shove the wave to Arlen. Because the Uranus really want to win out the objective fight. That Uranus will be very messy to deal with. Frozen moment.
Oh, big bonk already on Keyboy. Sounds of the Glooms. Kyrie waiting in the bush right now to jump on Shogun. Immobilization and also the final slash on Mlbb. He's going to be taken very low. Traction pulls to jump in forward, but Mlbb stays alive with a consecration. Finn and Nile holding on, trying to make an opening to get back into the turtle. Kai, steady on the Suyo. Mlbb walking back up. Now going to be Kelro with the walk up as well. Nile wins out the Retrieve and SOD lands a Finn. Is able to collapse on him. A good queller as Kyrie charges the surge. But Bigetron win out Turtle 1.
The first win for Bigetron by Vitality in this best of 7. The objective completed. Shogun with a maiden kill as well. But you can take a look at how pesky that Uranus was to kill. They need something to shred it down. The Moskov, the Kimi scales well into the late game, and that could be possibly the silver lining to deal with the Uranus. But what if you just dodge the Uranus? Go for the other carries. Especially the Suyo and the Lilia. Super safe to play. They have tools to deal with that. This Kimi pick in hand of Moreno we saw yesterday. He picked up the juice in. Now it's the Kimi.
Oh, he finds a taunt just at the edge. Now with a bonk on Sans. Now Sin going down. Kyrie looking for the play. Golden hour to save Nile and to zone Kai from getting a Blade Surge in. Now it's Mlbb cutting in after getting the top tempo.
Gotta take it down though. The Uranus will have Prio and just moving around the map. And you can just proxy the waves as well. Play for that rotation. So far, nothing too crazy. Emblems by you. Bargain Hunter for the Kimi and the Moskov. So it's all about just getting those items quickly, getting the power spikes quick. Because ONIC know they can force the fights when they also have that advantage. Other than that, nothing too crazy. ONIC, they will be playing for both Moreno and Eman, the hyper carries. And now we see the Suyo finally being picked up after being abandoned for a few series. The Suyo does pretty well as well for that clear. The Fred didn't know. That neutral objective take will be very interesting. Talent predictions by GoPay. 4-3 for me and for Eterna too.
Just want to say that's why Arashi's my boy. Just want to say, you know.
4-0.
Hey, 4-0, bro.
Believe.
Hey, right now they're doing good.
That'll all work out.
Let it all work out. Hopefully, but Right now it does look very good. Nile getting that mid-prio from Moreno. And this is a very weird pick for Bigetron standards, right? We were seeing a few heroes, however. The Barca made more sense if you're thinking about Maestro. He's back on it, traction pulse on Sans. He's able to walk out of it. Keyboy gonna get caught by the frozen moment as Shogun jumps on Lutpi, who's already used the consecration. Now it's the turtle dance. Claude rotating as well. Kai winning on the retreat battle, but now gets stunned up and a bite bonk to send him back home. The SOD connects. Now they go in with the golden hour as well. As Dice with it now, looking for the tongue. Won't be able to find it as Kelra pops the blazing win and Purify. But Keyboy has a quick sand guard, pops it in, stays alive. Lutpi walks up to go for more damage. Iman doing more. Sounds with the black shoes, and Keyboy will hold out to this bush. Miss on the final slash from Shogun. He's trying to survive, just barely finished, trying to expedite this escape. Keyboy gets a kill on Finn, and it's 2 on ONIC. Big foul from Nile, though. Finds a taunt on Sans.
The cold-blooded killer does it again with the Fredrin is 3-0. And Lutpi shredded down to pieces, but he's gonna be fine. ONIC lose the members they need.
Lutpi! Can you survive this? Moreno guns him down. That is a lore inaccurate Stormtrooper in the mid lane.
Very chaotic early game. They want to brawl out, but it's a bit uncanny for Bigetron by Vitality when you know it's not about winning the lane when you play the Kimmy, the Moskov too. It's about farming up a Storm, but they still have that power in the Fredrin. In the fact that Finn has his hands on a Marcel. Shogun as well with the Arlet, very, very spectacular. And now Bigetron take control.
Oh no, Purify, what Kelro? Oh my goodness, Nael! He's a man on a mission.
He got deleted just like that. And the chain CC works pretty well for Bigetron by Vitality. They have the tools needed, the taunt, and then you have the vengeance stacks for Shogun with the Arlet, and that also helps the Arlet play more because then you have the frozen moment to play with. Kyrie. Late surge.
The way the taunt coming down, and look at the auto resets. Bonk as well. Niall is unstoppable.
So much power, so much control for Bigetron by Vitality. ONIC, they have to think of something, a way to possibly weather the early to mid game and then wait for the items to come in, because late game, this Lilia, the squad will hit like a truck, and that's where you get the shred to take down the Fredrin, to take down the Arlet. So far, Keyboy was looking for something, but I don't think he's going to commit himself to that. That's going to be the second turtle for Bigetron by Vitality up top. Lutpi again trying to hold everything in place. Oracle completed for Moreno, or rather for Niall. He's going to have that extra shielding, extra healing as well. 5-0-2 though, as the Fredrin early on against a Suyo. Obviously, it's almost an on-par type of foe when you want to go for the neutral objective. But going 5-0 is actually very scary.
He has an Oracle already. 5-0 on the Fredrin means you're giga tanky, and it fits the bill perfectly. Bigetron need a solid front to play this front to back.
Yeah, they want to.
They're doing it.
Yeah, they want to play that front to back. Again, just trying to protect 2 presidents now. That's going to be the Kimmy and the Moskov.
Wow.
The Moskov yet to hit a kill.
No Sky Piercer on Moreno. Now that's different.
Yeah, that was something that I also kind of wondered, because the Sky Piercer enables you to bypass the threshold of the HP. Very effective against the Uranus, the tanky members that really have that power to just soak up all the damage. Keeper as well with the Khalid. Moreno, traction close.
Lutpi dashes away. He's gonna have to give this turret away. The Final Slash locks him down though. He has the flicker. Can he get out in time? He's gonna get changed CC before he can even react. Moreno on those laser beams, shredding them down. Now it's Nile with a taunt on Sans. He has no Purify, but he's gonna have to pop the black shoes. Keyboy will die for his sins. He's so low, he gets away. But it's 2 flickers burnt by the mid duo of ONIC.
Oh my goodness, look at the chain CC. So much control up top. Kyrie's doing heavy work on the structures. And this is what ONIC is also able to pattern to. When they know they lost the early game, control is a bit wobbly in the mid game, they let Kyrie farm. This has been the case when he plays the Yi and Shin, when he plays these type of farming heroes that also kind of excel in the duels. But this time around, 0-2 as a Suyo. He goes for the Hunter Strike, going next on the War Axe completed too. At least he has that sustainability in the War Axe, and the Hunter Strike kind of helps that as well. But let's see if he's able to bypass Bigetron, because look at how tanky Niall is. Who really kills him at this stage of the game? Maybe if you talk about it 10 minutes from now, 5 minutes from now, they have the power. But as of now, Niall is going to be unstoppable, especially in the Lord take.
This is why you don't give Finn to Marcel. He's just being an absolute menace as Niall picks up a kill for free. A monster kill for the cold-blooded jungler. Bigetron gonna go for the chase. Immobilization lands on Lutpi, but they know what they want. Sights on the Lord. Swift Trinity achieved at 9 minutes for Iman.
Wow. Once a part of the dynasty, now Niall becomes the cold-blooded killer to possibly overthrow it. It's a good start for him, 6-0-3. 9 kills for Bigetron. They are on a roll. Chastise, because they know, oh, they want to fight more. They want to get the regen. Two Chastise available. They want to siege.
Again, so annoying. Finn, the human on a Marcel. Traction pulse over into the mid lane. ONIC are able to defend this holy shield. They've done quite a good job at holding these waves, but Bigetron, they were patiently still waiting for the Lord to spawn in the game, and it spawns in the bottom lane.
Yeah, and it's very good as well if you get the structure in the mid lane. That bottom side turret, remember, lost its holy defense. So that possibly might enable the Lord to crash into the base and get a structure, and then you go for the empowered minions and Kyrie. We've seen him playing from behind as a Suyo. All he can do is just play the segue, look for a segue, push on the lanes, the long lanes especially. No Bigetron on a siege. Keyboy in the back.
Uh-oh, he knows there are no purifiers on Iman. Can he react in time? That's the question now as they go for the siege, but Lutpi gets taken so low. Keyboy is all alone in the back line. No one sees him just yet. A distraction post locks on Kyrie, and now the mobilization. Bigetron gonna go into the mid lane. Holy Shield procced right away, and Keyboy's flank doesn't end up giving them anything for now.
It's too far for the players of ONIC to reach Keyboy. If they were able to get a chain CC to Iman, that could have been something to work with.
Waiting there.
But he's just waiting. He is still not spotted. Iman, ooh. The Abyss Walker. I do that sometimes as well, but with nature now completed for Iman. For extra safety, and yeah, Finn finally spots him out. I think it's too fishy to not detect Keyboy in a few minutes.
Traction pulse. Oh, Kelra able to react in time, but not Lutpi! He gets caught. That's a Uranus. That is the tankiest member on the team, melted like he's nothing.
Yep. Like hot knives through butter. And now ONIC, all they can do is just wait in the base, turtle up, and possibly try to clear the waves. I mean, Lilia is one of the best heroes you can have when you want to do that high ground defense. Golden Hour.
Oh, catches Sans right in it. Now he's going to be waiting for the timing right now as he jumps in, and he finds it. Perfect. Godlike is Niall. A man on a mission to show, perhaps, that he might be the best in Indonesia right now. Kyrie with Keller over to the wave. Now final slash from Shogun. Kyrie locked down by Niall. Big Bong sends him home. It's Niall, legendary. It's Moreno the Maestro on a double. And it's Bigetron who claims game 1 in the grand final.
They storm the gates of the Velodrome. And that is one door barged down. Bigetron by Vitality, leaving ONIC speechless in game 1. ONIC unable to move, unable to play the game. A statement game, a good start. And is this the sign of things for Bigetron by Vitality?
They're heated, they're warmed up. Might be a case of ONIC. They had a whole day off. They need to warm up back again as they make their way on stage. Last time they played was 2 days ago in the upper bracket finals. Bigetron though, they had to go through that grueling lower bracket. Yes, they might be tired, but it's a double-edged sword. It might be that extra boost in morale, in confidence.
And we're talking about the match fitment.
And because of that, the stats, you know, it skews the stats a little bit, but make no mistake, in the neutral objective game, Bigetron definitely still up there.
Yeah, we do see that Niall is still at number 2, but what makes Niall so unique is the fact that he's leading in his own particular stat, which is the Hunter. So Niall is actually number 1 in most first blood.
Ooh.
And that is something that we saw in game number 1.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, it falls in line with this other moniker, which is the cold-blooded jungler. Usually predators out in the jungle are cold-blooded.
Really?
I think so. I think so. I'm just making stuff up.
The
I
Nat Geo
think
kid in me-
tigers aren't cold-blooded.
Yeah, yeah. What about
I
lions?
think alligators are.
It's the reptiles, no?
The reptiles.
Oh yeah, the reptiles.
Cold-blooded.
Snakes.
That's why I mentioned the jungle. Alligators are in
Like-
the jungle.
Yes, sure.
The
Sure.
Amazon and stuff.
This is some weird jungle Shevin is finding himself in.
By the way, these stats are not just in MPL ID, but
Yeah, I
it's
was about to
actually
say.
across MPL MY as well. Hazel at number 2. We saw Sakai's at number 3 as well.
The black alien.
Interesting moniker. Interesting moniker.
Hazel, man.
So we saw Nile at number 1 in most First Bloods. And do you think that his top 5 most heroes reflect that stat?
Especially the Leomord, absolutely. You see how Alter Ego is able to use this hero to the utmost potential in M7? This is a hero that brings you First Blood. Once you get the ultimate, that Phantom Steed, then it's go time. In the mid lane, in the jungle, does not matter at all. You go with your flow.
I'm surprised that the win rates aren't higher. Because we've been seeing some really impressive stats. We saw the 80%, 90% even for Sans on the Valentina, for example. And you can see for Kyrie, right? Oh, 100% on the Fanny.
5 times picked up.
That's why it's so respected. So the stats shocked me a little bit for Nile, but again,
Does it really shock you? I mean,
they're up and down.
Sheffin literally mentioned like
Yeah.
the win rates for ONIC will look really great because
Yeah, I'm
they
sorry.
barely lost.
The
That's
BTR fan himself said in the regular season that at one point, BTR is literally a C-tier team. You know?
Yeah. the 1 week where they lost the RQ. Oh boy. Again, ONIC though needs to be very careful that they don't underestimate the potential of Bigetron just from the stats, right? Especially after game number 1, they definitely have some idea on how they want to draft to go. And I think they should settle with the idea that they are not going to get a fully winning draft. Whatever they get for themselves in the drafting phase will be paid for elsewhere.
Because remember, that was a 12-minute and 32-second game. Like, that is one of our faster games that we've seen during the playoffs compared to games that have gone, what, 20 minutes?
Yeah.
30 minutes as well at some point. It was
Don't
broken.
mention
I'm
that.
sorry, I have to. Because your team was the one who broke the fastest game against my team.
Oh,
So-
you know what? That's fine.
Thank you. So we're like even now, right?
I guess.
Right.
Okay, let's take a look at this data comparison between the jungle assassins and the non-assassin jungles. What does this tell us? Do you think that we should revert back to the assassins or stay
well-
with the utility junglers?
Well, I think it shows you the power of the non-assassin junglers.
Yeah.
If you look at the total difference here, for Bigetron at least, when they go for the non-assassin junglers, that's 30, right? Total
Yes.
picked time. So they seem to really like that a lot more. I'm surprised that the amount kind of doesn't really stack up between like Bigetron and ONIC. That's probably because of the 2-0s.
That might be the case, but it's
Right.
still like a whole lot of difference in the numbers of the game, right?
Exactly. Like, wow.
Yeah. I wonder if there's like in between jungle.
In between?
Was
Oh,
that-
so it counts as both?
I'm not sure, bro.
Interesting. Well, the data though shows that ONIC has great win rates on both, by the way.
Yeah.
So sounds like ONIC.
I'm sorry, I feel like that stat is almost useless at this point. You know,
Why?
because BTR is a whole lot of different team right now. Regular season BTR is not a playoff BTR. It pains me to say that. It pains me to give some nod to BTR, especially there is this very annoying guy in the casting desk.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
I mean, Shevin predicted like 4-0 for ONIC. That's wild.
I am
man.
trying to hate, brother.
And
We can see that.
I'm
yes.
just trying to hate.
he's just a miracle hater.
See, I'm not hating on Bigetron. I'm hating on Miracle.
Exactly.
That's it. I want BTR to win, but I don't want Miracle to be super loud. You know, just
Exactly.
posting to everybody.
Well, too bad. It's a buy one get one free.
Like literally everyone feels that same way. Like even Taz mentioned it in the talent room earlier on. You guys remember Taz, right? He's like, yeah, I don't want BTR to win just for one reason, and that reason is Mirko. So I think it's a universal problem right now, ladies and gentlemen. But we saw in game number 1 that BTR were on blue side. As we get to game number 2, ONIC have left their favorite side. They're not on red anymore, but they have opted to go for blue. Now, we're gonna see exactly what changes will unveil for our second game in the
Broken
grand
walls.
finals as we see which map will bring us there, and the map will be Flying Clouds. Boys, Marcel was a highlighted hero in that first game. What do you think is going to change now?
The immediate respect there. We've seen Keyboy perform on the Marcel, okay? We don't need any of that, especially if you're supporting Bigetron. Now, with that being said, though, they have to ban the Fanny as well, but the Tsushin is actually banned out by ONIC themselves. So the Paquito is the other thing that comes to mind. It's usually traded for the Tsushin. So I think Bigetron will have all their hands completely full. Just respect banning here, along with the go-to must-ban hero.
It's just Fanny and Freya, I think, for BTR. It's not going to change anything, but the fact that Marcel got banned on BTR side means that the utility junglers, the Baksha and the Fredrin, will most likely be open for both sides. So now I think BTR, they got a chance. No, ONIC does not have that, in a way, for me at least, my very biased perspective on the utility junglers, the almost auto-win card in the Fredrin / Baksha.
The almost auto-win card, Fredrin against the Baksha?
No, Fredrin or just the Baksha against a non-utility jungler.
Right, so you're saying that fighters, almost like a cheat code in the current meta, Bigetron, I was gonna say much prefers the Baksha for the tempo, but if they play the Fredrin like that, if you get the comp that can work with the Fredrin, either works. I get a feeling ONIC might be eyed with some Paquito. Right?
Oh!
It's the one pick that might be left open here.
This feels like a Baksha first pick or like Baksha prio pick for ONIC because the Arlet ban, no?
But it depends what BTR ban here.
Yeah.
If they leave the Fanny and the Paquito open, technically
Wow.
ONIC, will they be forced on the Fanny?
They
And
wanna-
BTR pick up Paquito?
They don't want to leave the Fanny open and then pick up a Fredrin that can start, taunt and knock up the Fanny, right?
Dude, that is still a dangerous gambit,
Oh,
man.
very, very dangerous.
Like, there's a reason. You might think that 5 matches on carry 100% is not really that much of a sample size, but there is a reason why it's only 5 matches.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
With
they don't take
respect.
the risk. They don't take the gamble. They ban out the Fanny. ONIC are free to pick up the Paquito if they so choose.
It will be the Paquito. Strong laning there. The usual counters is gonna be the Paquito. The Bovius. Same P.
Banned out.
Already banned out too. So I feel like Bigetron might leave it for later and pick up the usual suspects. Claude first, right? The Claude and the Fredrin or the Baksha.
Yeah. I kind of prefer the Baksha at this point.
Right. Because the Baksha technically has an advantage against the Fredrin. Lowers the regen.
Yeah.
But
on
it's
paper,
speed.
yeah.
We're talking about speed here.
I think it really depends on which team are using it. I think both of these teams, or maybe I think BTR likes the Fredrin a bit more. ONIC definitely likes the Baksha more. Kyrie literally said that that is his favorite pick, but
Take it away.
We'll just take it away, and even if with the Fredrin, the Arlet will not be there. Huh.
Okay. So what will be the response? Do they want to secure their mid laner here?
They might secure a
Take
roam.
Harith?
They might secure a roam because we've seen that one of the ways to counter a Paquito is to get mid prio, some really strong mid prio, and just gang that lane again and again. So if they get like a Khalid here maybe,
Yeah.
with a good wave tier type of hero, it might cement this Paquito as a power pick.
I think there are a lot of ways to roam for ONIC, but one thing for sure is the Fredrin is going to be picked. There you go. This could go a lot of ways. Usually, if we're looking at the previous matches, Harith would be the automatic answer for the Claude, and it is going to be the Harith.
And remember, this is Kelra Harith.
Yeah. I
Like-
don't think it's 100% anymore.
Game-changing Kelra Harith.
Used to be 100%, but
I feel like the downfall for like the ruin in the win rate really was during the whole difficult time for ONIC.
no,
you
like
catch my drift.
going to the playoffs is still 100%. It
Huh?
turned out.
It was playoffs broken?
I think so. No, I'm not sure if I'm really correct now that you're not sure because you're paying more attention to the stats than I do.
Stats are difficult, man. Harith right now, well, according to the stats we have on desk right here, 92%.
So it broke once.
The clouds are ever shifting.
And it's
Okay.
a Sora.
So they have the chance to ban out the Valentina, the second phase.
I mean, Paquito is already there. There is some chance of the Valentina still getting picked, but generally against this kind of tankiness in the front line, you don't want to pick up Valentina, and Harith is not really a shard either.
Well, Sora is actually a great pick against the Paquito as well, because level 4, I think you beat anyone 1v1 if you don't misplay it. And on top of that, the crowd control here, repeated slow amounts of crowd control can really mess with the rotations when you're playing that Paquito. So if we stay with the recipe that crowd control allows you to dictate the game, for now at least, Bigetron still holds the card.
I didn't cure the pain.
Whoa.
Valentina.
Okay. I mean, it is one of the Sun's specialty. I believe it's still on 90% on Suns, around the area. He is statistically the best Moreno, the best Valentina.
91%.
Huh?
91%.
There you go.
Yes, sir.
That means 10 out of 11?
Something like that?
Yeah.
Yep. All right.
Next ban from the defending champs.
What is ONIC picking off right here? Because again, they don't want to go for a... From the looks of it, for a pure 5v5, they probably want to have some macro advantage.
Oh.
I don't think that the chip's in the picture, right? That's a geek fam type of approach.
For BTR, I don't think so. They have the Baksha already, and you want to play around that? I mean, it's still playable, but for ONIC, I can see them doing that,
Right,
even though
right,
it's
Ben.
not likely.
It feels like a very cheese last resort kind of pick for me for ONIC. Like, maybe not now. I mean, it's still a possibility for sure. But like you mentioned earlier on, right? Khalid is still open. Blue is still open.
Oh, the Cho.
Cho is still open. That's what I was about to say. I think it's banned.
Dude, Aldo's heartbroken. He loves seeing Keyboy on a mechanical hero. He's right there, actually. We can see him from the panel desk.
I mean, who doesn't? Is that Coach Yep? In the it's just the jersey. My bad.
Clear ban.
That's not him.
Oh, this is gonna be a mid-off for Ashi.
It's going to be a front-to-back approach here from ONIC, no? If they want to ban away the Valier.
It's probably just gonna be a Kimmy again for Moreno at this point. And we might see a Farsa if there is a Kimmy on the other side.
Like, it's a bit vulnerable, though, the Kimmy here.
Yeah,
against
maybe
the...
not in Red 4, Red 5.
Perhaps, perhaps.
Mayhaps.
Whoa, Romeo and Juliet.
Okay. What's the choice for BTR?
The Force. Oh.
Oh, no. We're talking about the game, champion.
Okay.
I don't think that. Oh, Atlas. Okay.
More AoE, so
That's why they banned out the Cho.
if this is going to be a pure front-to-back, again, I really do feel like the team with the Harriet loses out. Because remember, the Harriet can only match up to damage when you have the Zaman Force. So if Bigetron kite back away or push through it, Hera might be in trouble here.
So what do ONIC need?
Keyboy, this is just gonna be a Khalid. There are some options here.
What, do they go
Leia.
Khalid Lilia again?
Probably not Lilia. I'm thinking something different. No, they can go Kimi, no?
Valerius band, my bad.
Not like a weird Kadita pick, right? There you
Oh!
go. I was scared of a weird pick.
It's not a chip, but it is gonna be a Lo Yi.
Is taking a page out of their brothers in Philippines book. It's the Super Friends Fresh Special.
This is scary, dude. With the Yin Yang effect can mess up so many combos from Bigetron because their comp needs to fight together.
I wonder... Nah, they did some form of more damage, right?
Do they not need burst?
I feel like crowd control, so all three of us have a different...
I think Farsa
They already
should be
have
up
crowd
here.
control, no? They have Sora and Atlas. Don't
It's
they
a
need someone to
Farsa.
follow up?
They need,
Like something like the Farsa, I think, yeah.
Yeah, the usual answer to the Harriet is usually the Farsa, and you outrage the Luoyi once you get level 4.
Moreno Carita.
I'm not
way.
sure about that.
No way.
Nah. That's a nah for me, Chief.
Okay.
Okay, that's a bit of damage, a bit of crowd control, and...
Burst.
Burst, kind of.
Late game burst.
Nah, I wouldn't-
Depending on items.
I wouldn't put it that way.
Full stack Sky Piercer. burst.
Exactly.
Maybe.
That's burst.
Sure, but that's kind of a boring answer,
Agree
man.
to disagree.
I prefer Farsa, bro.
Me too.
I prefer
Farsa.
I prefer Guardian.
I think it would be difficult because you're up against like Harris and Paquito, so it's not as safe, I think.
Oh, for sure, man. The Paquito will one-shot you. That's a terrifying thing to face as a squishy backline character.
Quick predictions before we head into game number 2 in the grand finals.
I'm scared of Onyx, man. Honestly.
I already forgot the draft.
Okay, thank
Bro.
you so much, Chefin. What do you guys think? Miracle? Realize? Take it over.
Well, Jeffini forgot the draft, but my man right here, Miracle, he's on a roll. He read through all of it. The Atlas pick, the Cho ban, the Valier ban. But ONIC goes for the Luo Yi, a pick that we haven't seen for quite some time.
I think they were just backed onto the ropes early. That's what happened, right? They went through their 3 picks, and I think the 3 picks from Bigetron were just a tad bit better. Then we saw those bans, man. Those forced errors coming in from Bigetron from the bans itself. It was already tough for ONIC to pull it off at the end. But these are picks that have won them championships, so we cannot take it away from them.
We cannot, especially with the crowd behind their back in their own backyard. Game 2, ONIC against Bigetron by Vitality.
Yep. Here we go. Land of Dawn.
Okay. Well, at least with the Paquito, with the Fredrin, and the Loi to a certain extent, you have tempo in the early game. You have a way to kind of win out. Because the problem with the draft in Bigetron is the range. And that's why the Kimi comes to mind. There were also discussions about the Farsa. You mentioned the Novaria as well. Possibly popping.
Oh, wow.
Look at the damage from Shogun. He goes for the concussive blast, so at least extra tad bit of explosion in that early in the last proc helps him rotate quite fast as well. And now this Atlas, river control, everything else you name it, that's gonna be the main contention now for Bigetron by Vitality. Will the glue be able and be enough to match that prior?
That's the thing about the glue, though. This is such a risky pick. It's basically Keyboy banking on the fact that he's a good glue. If he can mount the Baksha before he gets all in by Bigetron, it's great. But if you fall behind just early here, if you get knocked up by Finn before anything even starts, it's going to be a long, long day for Patrick.
It is. Gonna be making burgers again, the Krusty Krab. Now, for those spawns, still objective take. Finn coming close by. Niall with Baksha. This Baksha-Fredrin matchup we have seen multiple times throughout the playoffs. But mostly, it's with the Baksha.
There you go. Traction pulse. Now it's going to be Shogun walking up, going to go for the shifting skies, able to find it. Niall wins out the retreat battle as that's Lutpi. Chain CC. Kairi in the midst of it all. Getting the big bump, but it's not going to do enough damage as Shogun walks up again and stuns Keyboy. And it's Shogun who claims first blood.
Bigetron strike first in game number 2, and moving in unison is this squad of red robots. Look at Iman just rotating down bottom as Lutpi wants to try to win something out. Moreno is close by, lingering presence for Bigetron. Look at Kairi in the bush.
Oh, he's not. He doesn't want the smoke. Not with Niall around. He was thinking about it. Maybe get a quick shank on Moreno, but it's him who gets the XP crab.
The level gap as well, Miracle. Level 6 to level 4. Niall has so much tempo in his hands. Emblems by Bayou. Get the vitality for the Fred, and he knows he has to tank a lot of damage, especially when the Cloud and the Kimi goes online. You have to front line.
Look at that, Shogun just jumping in now. Knockout strike, and it's practically a solo. I mean, Niall retreat for sure, so he can't call it a Sokolil. But Shogun went in, and now it might be Kelra. Bigetron set their sights on.
He has a Purify if you want to go for the Fatal Links. Kelra will be privy of that. Yeah, that Golden Crab too. At least acquired now. ONIC. Obviously, we have to play with the tools and the cards that they're dealt with. You have the Luo Yi ultimate, possibly to look for a pick off, potentially, but to who you don't have the hard lockdown, Kelra. I think it will be A-OK for now. A tad bit of damage from the passive of that Synchro Fission. Item build, the Paquito obviously wants to go full damage, or rather, mostly damage, because you want to have that physical damage going. ONIC lacked that, and that's going to be the Paquito as the tailgate. Meanwhile, a Black Ice Shield for the app. So Dominance Ice will be the name of the game, and everything else is still being built towards. Niall already with the Curse Helmet, and Shogun too with the War Axe. Survivability is going to be key for this Sora.
Look at the awareness of Shogun. He knows something is up. They haven't seen the Luo Yi in a bit, and this is the thing about the new Luo Yi, right? When you ult, you actually get seen on the map. So Shogun uses that to his own advantage. He just sees that Sans hasn't been anywhere on the map, and no ult procs, so something fishy is going on. And now Bigetron are the ones holding the second neutral objective. Oh! Finn getting the fatal links. Now it's an all-in over on Moreno. Now with the shield unity onto Sans. He gets the diversion, but he's going to get taken now before he can even get through the teleport. Moreno on Keyboy already. Shogun holding the neutral objective. Kairi right there. Keyboy, no mount to play with. Now it's going to be the all-in onto Finn, but he has a perfect match to get away just in time. It's Kelra who takes him out. Now pops in his bond force as he walks back up with the chrono dashes.
So fighting for the neutral objective here. Kairi is close by, and Aman still yet to use his Blazing Duet. Maybe they can go for round 2. Shogun is close by, but the cycle is still not enough for Bigetron. No Finn as well. They're going to take the pit control.
This is great by ONIC, maximizing the neutral objective advantage they've got and the resource advantage they've got. Now it's Shogun with a jump in two! Sans gets pulled back straight into Moreno's laser beam. And now it's Kelra, who's already used the Purify. Now wants to go in. He's trying to go for the shield unity, but it's going to be under turret as Kyrie's able to peel for a bit. Now it's a big knockout from Lutpi in the back on Iman.
And they have to be wary of this Paquito, because in moments like that, he could be an assassin.
Kai's got to be careful now, but look at the Patrick coming around. Big ball coming down as the Fatal Links is able to land, but Moreno is going to get targeted by Lutpi with a knockout strike. Now it's the whole team trying to run them down. It's going to be Finn walking away. He will surely die to the hands of Lutpi.
Momentary respite for ONIC. Being able to get a few kills on the board. That kill towards Iman was so clean and so important as well for Lutpi to get. He was able to smuggle his way around in the back. And that's what Bigetron needs to remember, because they want to keep on frontlining for the carries to be able to hit the damage. 5 kills for the Sora. I wonder if, like, okay, the Sora gets the kills, you can get the items, but I wonder if you want to funnel those kills to the Sora, right? Because you have a few other carries. Sure, they scale, you know, better late than never. So now ONIC, Hunter Strike completed for Lutpi. Longsword, he's going to look for possibly a Malefic Roar if he wants to go that quick. But look at the tempo that Bigetron has with this box here. You can open up bushes so quickly, just be around the map. And that kind of addresses, I'd say, the problem that the Luoi brings with the diversion, to check the bushes, to look for potential flank angles. The box here does it well, and it can tank a whole lot of damage as well with that box here mark.
So now it's back to the waiting game. What's so eerie and scary was the gold rankings earlier. Did you see it?
Yeah, Kelra up top.
Kelra is, I think, 1,000 gold ahead of Iman. And when you give the god in the gold lane that much of a lead, it's just always something that you have to have in the back of your mind.
And we've seen his heroic play with the Harith against Bigetron too, when Bigetron bit off more than they could chew.
Oh,
and,
good poke.
Poke coming in from ONIC. Meanwhile, Finn off the perfect match.
Fatal Link to the perfect match. Iman gonna be able to get out. Whoa! He actually dodges away, blazing win and flicker around, but now he goes for the BMI. A big ball! Kai wins the entry, gets a buy one, get one, as he gets the kill on Iman, and it's a shutdown for Sans.
A massive shutdown for the Luoi. Shogun was carrying a bounty on his head all along. And now ONIC want to advance into the deeper territories of Bigetron by Vitality.
What a diversion to send Kelra and himself down below into that bush. And man, he had no idea what hit him. By the time he realized, it was a big boy swinging a big sword on him.
And that's how you use the diversion. Because now it shows in the midst of the chaos of the team fight, you can always look for that flank play with a mini diversion when the team fight ensues, when the chaos is at an all-time high. And that's how Kelra was also able to be sent in the back and get that kill, get the damage going towards Iman. 5-6, Bigetron lost their gold lead that they built. Finn, uh-oh. It's okay. He has the match. That's one of the privileges of the Atlas. So open up bushes going for river controls. You can always have that safety net. Golden Staff for Iman. But I do want to circle back to a point where Moreno actually went for the Blood Wings first item. So all he really wants is just to move fast, have that extra shield, play it safe, and then he is going to go for the Feather of Heaven, which he has completed. So extra spell vamp right there to survive for himself. Item build by Dunia Games. So glowing one for Sun, still stuck on that item. So the Sea Halberd for the Paquito. The Paquito is able to bypass all the shielding, the heals, and potentially get extra damage. Radiant armor as well. So Harith and Luoi hits like a truck already.
Yeah, and that gold is the reason for it.
Yeah. They know the Harith is spiraling out of control. Obviously, after what happened, having a Harith that's still well farmed with items to go, a Holy Crystal as well. He wants to scale quickly and be prepared for a potential fight, because Bigetron are always going to look for it when they know they have a massive, strong hero to look for the sets with the Fatal Links. You have to be very wary to pull yourself into the team fight. The wave building down bottom, the Lord will be neglected as of now because they have to clear the waves. And let's see if ONIC can carry this momentum, diversion play, just to rotate themselves faster into the mid lane.
They're going to go for the Lord right now. They have the tempo and they have the advantage. They want to utilize Kelra's big lead before Eman gets to his item power spikes. And hey, Lord's already half HP. ONIC know what to commit to.
Niall still hasn't shown, but now he gets spotted in the back though. Finn!
Go for the Fatal Links. That's the question. He gets mounted before he can even do anything. That's a flicker around the Fatal Links. In desperation, Keyboy gets away. Shogun able to find two as Eman faces in, plays in the wet. Now the big ball comes around. And it's Kelra in the back surviving. Oh my god! Kelra, he finally, oh what? Lutpi saves him with a knockout.
Wow, the gold standard shows up again, but Lutpi steadfast to protect their main carry. Bobbing and weaving with the Summon Force, getting to the right targets, giving the right damage. ONIC turn the game around, and they will get a Lord for themselves as well. Now they can work on the structures, now they can reassign the map. Kelra gets everything for himself. But last minute, Lutpi was there with his heavy punches, the boxing glove, to save Kelra. And now ONIC, they're the ones pressing to Bigetron. Honest prediction by GoPay. It's a close vote.
Wow.
51% to 49%. When is the last time you have believers, Mirko, for Bigetron in such a high-stakes game?
It's usually only me and 5 dudes. No, I'm joking. That's you know. Hey, we have believers, you know. I was in the crowd. They were chanting. They were great. Bigot troopers all around the world. It's just they've been in a cave for a bit too long. You know, finally show up now. Shevin's looking at me for no particular reason. Kelra though, god dang. This is what I said in the early phase. 1,000 gold lead early. There's something scary about it, man.
Yep.
He's locked in.
If they didn't pick the Harith, I think the game would be chopped in the drafting phase.
Yep.
And now this Harith needs to be taken care of. How do you really want to go and access the Harith? Because you have a lot of things you have to bypass. Obviously, the Fredrin will be there, frontlining Keyboy with the glue. So good on just handling heroes like Atlas, like the Sora. You can always mount towards those heroes, potentially not making them advance even further. And as of now, ONIC, as long as they can play for Kelra, as long as Kelra is going to be in a safe position, they too will be available to fight. But hey, that's Skylar and Adifa. Congratulations, by the way, for they're expecting.
Yep. Hey, W Skylar, man, always been a fan of this guy. Yep, what a fantastic player and now a fantastic restreamer as well. Watching outside in the KINGFINIX GT50 Pro MPL restreamer booth. Always fun. That's Shogun with the shifting skies on Keyboy. He's gonna go for the knockup as well. Finn goes into the back line and finds Fatal Link, but it's only on to one member. Eman! Tries to lays into wet, flickers in! And he finds the kill with Niall right there. A big ball goes, sends Finn home. Shogun will die to the mount as well as P comes in with the back line. Eman gonna go in for the gun down, but he's gonna be covered. Knockout strike, and now Eman gets away with a BM by Keyboy!
They're getting flanked from behind. ONIC scatter Bigetron by Vitality. It looked like a winning team fight. They got Kelra, but they lost 3. And that's the trait they have to take. If they don't kill Kelra, Kelra's gonna go for them. And if they kill Kelra, the other members will go for them.
That's a big dispersion and rotation that landed on Moreno. They're gonna have to give this base turret in the mid lane, and ONIC have finally cracked this base open.
It's all about the damage for the Harith and Loyi. Look at the Divine Glaives completed already, and Sans is now storming. So the Wishing Lantern completed too. It's in a Bigetron. You kind of wonder, what can you do in these type of situations? You need to bait out the Purify, and even if that happens, Chrono Dash will always be available, Summon Force reset, and everything in between. And if these beefy boys just giving way for Kelra to hit like a truck. Malefic Roar, excuse me, for Lutpi. Completed. Whoa. Kyrie with the tank items. Gonna be ready for this. Lord take.
Finn gonna go for a perfect match on Kai. He wants to go in. Shogun jump in as well. They're gonna go for the fight instead, and they set their sights on Kelra. The god of the gold lane traded in for the Lord. Kyrie can't escape right now. He has full stacks. This diversion is there, and ONIC get away just in time.
The great escape.
Wait,
saving them, but Lutpi
caught by the perfect match and attraction post on Moreno. Guns him down with those laser beams. Lutpi cannot survive.
He's dead. What is a boxer to a gunner? And Moreno gets the killing spree. At least Bigetron by Vitality stem the bleeding. After what was a hard decision to make, they decided to collapse on Kelra.
What a pivot. They used the Lord purely as a distraction. They got it so low as well. These are the fine margins that Bigetron have been utilizing the entire playoffs. I'd say all the way from the regular season.
Yeah.
But in the regular season, it didn't work.
The minute details. And then you wonder, the statement from Coach Theo. He said regular season is for the testing, right? Playoffs is where they show up. And they showed up all the way to the finals. And even in this game where it looked
That's
like
my goat right there.
was going to spiral out of control. And now look at the winner crown as well for Eman. So all that he wants to do is survive, possibly pop the Blazing Duet, and then get that, time to buy himself survivability, and then give Bigetron leeway to go in. Because if Kelra dies, sure, there's still a Lutpi, the main damage dealer. Sound's still available too. But if Lutpi gets damage in the way, then there is no way for ONIC to re-engage unless Bigetron by Vitality pulls something insane. Immortality for Keyboy, again, just looking to survive the long drawn-out fights. And this is Eman with a lot of items too. The squad late game will be a massive problem. Now ONIC, what do they want to look for? This Loi diversion multiple times has been an escape tool, an escape, the jail card type of deal. But it has also been used to rotate fast into the objectives, knowing that Bigetron can't really contest. But again, this box set just enables the players of Bigetron by Vitality to sniff into the movements from ONIC. And look at the long lanes that Eman has also been working on. At least the structures for ONIC, and that bottom side turret still available.
Wait, they go for a full shove and ONIC. Wow, they're scared to even walk up to this wave. They know the Atlas is possibly there, and they're gonna have to wait for it.
2 winner crowns.
2 winner crowns. They gotta deal with the Fatal Links, these combos.
Yep.
That will ensure Kelra's safety, right? Oh my god! Keyboy! He's done this twice now on Nile. In the upper bracket semifinals and now in the grand finals.
Hey.
Patrick, stop!
Patrick, you cheeky thief. This for Keyboy.
A thief in the night.
A thief in the night. Thief in the night. Always looking for something. 8 seconds to the Lord. And now let's see if ONIC can get this one out. Because in the last 2 team fights, Kelra has just been collapsed on. He didn't have a say on the team fight. Maybe with the winner crown, he's going to buy some time. ONIC will work their way into that. They have a pushing wave up top. At least it's stuck there. Down bottom too. They need to solve that problem. And Bigetron inching closer. Holy Crystal from Reno.
They deal with the wave up top. It's going to be slow pushing for Bigetron, and ONIC know that BTR are around. So they reset it again. They're going to look for Prio. They have Prio in the bottom lane, but again, that top lane is looking good for the red robots. Lutpi getting some poke down onto Shogun. Lord at half HP. Nile fighting desperately for control. Kelra with a bit of poke over on Nile. Eman sent into the mid lane and clear it out as the Lord again gets resetted. These waves are great for Bigetron. ONIC, what do they do? How do they deal with it? They send Harith, Kelra, and Sans up top.
Yep, and the Lord evolves as well, so this will be game-changing. They do get
Wait a second.
On this objective. They show. At least they have the diversion to relocate back quickly. So maybe Bigetron want to rush this one down.
They want to go on Keyboy. They have the tempo advantage, but Finn won't just go for it just yet.
There you go.
This is another reset up top. I wonder how the wave is right now as Kelra holds the neutral objective. Keyboy trying to fight for that tri-bush control. The mid lane as well, even as it stands.
Lord, still solo, concealed player. They're looking for some potential Fatal Links.
They want to go for the retreat right now with the Fatal Links. Fly! Still wins it out, Fatal Links, no! In the back line, locks on down. Kelra's going to go for the Zaman Force now, and Mon flickers out of safety now. It's going to be him taken out by Kelra. Shogun in the air, going on, but it's Kelra with the crowd. He's going to be able to go for the Chrono Dash again, and Shogun goes for the chase. Now that's Kelra with the Chrono Dash. Lutpi jumping in, Shogun getting rid of Kelra. And now it's Lutpi and Keyboy versus the world. Now taken low, taken down already by Lutpi Ray as Keyboy stays alive, and ONIC got the evolve forward.
Lutpi keeps the hopes alive. At least they have the evolved Lord Kyrie. Does not miss on the retribution. And Kelra bought so much time, surviving for the longest possible minute. And now the Lord will march into the base. I don't think he can do anything about it.
Shogun's trying to save this base turret in bottom lane. Can he do it? Shogun walks up again. He's going to be able to get the shifting skies now onto Keyboy, and that's going to be the jump to take his immortality down. Keyboy, can you survive? I think he might go for the mount. Oh god, Moreno just takes him out as the Lord gets dealt with. And the wave up top, and the game keeps on going.
And Bigetron deal with that easily. because that's a Kimmy. That's always going to be able to shred fast, especially when you have the passive available. But they tried to do something. ONIC didn't even get a single structure out of it. Wow. And bottom side still intact. So that mixed feelings on that one for ONIC, the Lord. Blood Wings this time. And the winner crown, excuse me, for Moreno. So winner crown galore in the Land of Dawn. Are they forcing something here, Niall?
What the hell? Niall jumps in on Sans. Dang.
Oh, that's
okay.
That's a tanky box, yeah, so maybe he's just impatient for the vision to go in.
Oh my god. What is this? Bigetron with their awkward initiations again, the fatal links. Kyrie can't get away right now. Oh, with a blaze into what? And a winner crowd. Shogun in the back now, jumping on Calra as he goes into the air. But it is going to be Calra cutting away as Lutpi jumps in, but Keyboy is isolated against everybody. The Maestro gets a double.
Get Kyrie and Keyboy in that process. It looked like a botch engage. It looked like it was rushed and too aggressive. But they knew they were going for the carries. At least they were able to get the tanks. What the heck? Frontliners, 14 seconds. And this time ONIC has to fight unprotected. They do not have the front line. If they can buy some time, maybe, just maybe, they can wait for Kyrie, Keyboy to respawn. But for now, they can't do anything about this Lord. I think Bigetron want to try and rush this, just blitz it quickly. Especially when you have a wave dump on him.
There's no way for ONIC to react to it.
There isn't.
I mean, they can send a diversion, but it's 3 members against 5. That's practically suicide unless Kelra can do the things he's been able to do. Anile with the retry evolved, Lord secured for the red robots.
Don't forget the empowered minions as well you get from the evolved Lord. It's gonna hurt a little bit for ONIC. And the wave clear, I'd say not the best. I mean, sure you have a Harriet, the Luo Yi can always play with a dispersion, but it's not as good as a Kimmy per se, or like a Moskov. So they need to deal with this pushing Lord. Evolved 1-2, item build. Again, wishing lantern for the Harith. Sold his boots with a CE2 sustainability plus extra bit of damage with the projectile and to eat up the tank. But so far, Eman a bit struggling when he wants to engage, but that all he needs is just a decoy. Something to distract ONIC and he can come in with the Blazing Duet. The rest of it will be on Bigetron's hands. Evolved Lord up top. That mid-wave also worked on. Down bottom too. And then it'll be a tri-lane, but it'll crash the turret, so at least they're going to buy some time.
They're going to play as slow as they can. They want to build these waves as much as they can. Again, into the bottom lane. They don't want to get caught off guard. That's why they let the Lord do its thing, and they split into 2 waves only.
I like the Genius Wand purchase from Keyboy too. He buys the Genius Wand.
I think it's a bit too late though.
Yeah, it is. But at least it's going to add 4 magic damage for both Sans and Kelra.
Sans walks away from the traction pulse. Mid-wave gets cleared, but now they have a big Evolved Lord up top and they have split ONIC up. The bottom lane is the priority for ONIC as they know that the top lane is for sure done.
Burn Helmet as well for the Atlas. Attacking damage, replenish it as well if you want to
CO.
go for the second fight. Oh!
Fatal links to the Blazing to win with a crown! Doesn't win a crown as well. Zaman gets constant damage, he's able to get out with a BMI. Kelra onto Zaman Force, goes in for the Chrono Dash. Shogun buys immortality in time, but can he survive? Kelra takes him down. The mid lane base train gonna go down for Bigetron now as they back away. They've gotten the far lane and they will say disciplined.
The Fatal Links was fatal. Got 3 players.
Wow.
Hooked up, lifted to the skies, Finn the human, but somehow they were unable to capitalize on that.
Look at the timers though, Shogun is down for 40.
40 seconds, 14 on the Lord. Will they be able to play with only Finn and Niall? This Sora is pivotal on the team fights for that Cloud form as well. Let's see if ONIC can burst it down. But there's going to be empowered minions pushing in the mid lane and in the top lane. So they need to worry for that as well. If Bigetron can buy some time, then they might have a chance on this Lord.
This is going to be a very slow Lord take though. In the mid lane, Eman has to be MI away. He's going to go for the clear in the mid lane. He's done well. Top wave building as well. Diversion. Come on. Oh, he gets away with the Blazing Duet and the BMI. Oh, he actually flickered out for that, but they've actually bought enough time for Shogun to come around. Now the question is, can ONIC utilize those timers on Eman again, playing with those fine, small margins?
The massive wave up top too, and these co-champs still laughing. But look at this, the taunt to Moreno.
Perfect match now as Kyrie's gonna be all alone. Fatal links to lock him down. He's gonna go down. That's a free Reggie for Nile. Can he get it down? It's Moreno who claims it. Calor with the Zaman Force already as Shogun goes into the air. Traction pulls locking him down as Keyboy goes for the mount, but Shogun is able to get away as Zaman goes in for the hits as well. Immortality down. Calor knows Zaman Force, but Lutpi jumps in and Moreno gets another kill on to Keyboy. Lutpi perfectly timed jumping in with Kelra. And Mon looking for the play, plays into West! From Iman, and now Moreno collapses from the other side. Kelra has the Zaman Force back up, and Iman is allowed to
Moreno.
It's going to be Kelra jumping in, but Iman is able to get away in time. Now with the Zaman Force built up already, it's going to be Shogun left to kill the god of the gold lane, but Kelra!
Kelra, the gold standard, goes in for the last kill, Suns.
He's going down, Iman's going to go for the chase. His main rival in 1v1 against Kelra. The Chrono Dash doesn't land. Kelra, how the hell are you still alive?
He survives, but does the base survive? This Lord will march into the base. They have to clear it quick. 4 members, 3 members standing strong. Kelra needs to hold.
ONIC bought this man for a single reason, and it's the carry. Zaman Force over the blazing duet. Kelra's trying his darn best. He goes in, but Iman and Moreno end the game with a double.
Yet another stage set for him to become heroic. But Kelra loses out on the last push. The Lord marches to the crystal. ONIC stumble. They lose game 2. And Bigetron are up by 2.
They got him for that sole purpose, to make the impossible possible, but in the face of an evolved Lord, in the face of these members who were still alive, he dealt all that he could, but it just wasn't enough. And it's now 2 games that it has happened. Halfway there for Bigetron, a game away from match point, up against the only team who has won in this historic venue.
They're causing a ruckus in the abode of the Sky Kings. The walls of this velodrome, they go insane. And ONIC, it's all about resetting. We've seen them come back from such adversities. When they're down under, you can never assume it's over. But at least for Bigetron, this is momentum. It's a sign. It might be an awakening. Will they get it done though? What a play. What a game as well.
They played so well.
Everything about it. The engagement, the layering, Shogun as well. Just becoming the forefront of Bigetron, carrying the team fights, and just stopping the advances from Bigetron. Man, oh man, we do have a series in our hands.
Wow, that was such a close game, and I felt the deja vu, just like in the upper bracket semifinals. Realized Bigetron with a game 1 win into a game 2 start for Bigetron, but ONIC coming back into the game. But this time, it's different. This time, Bigetron, they make the comeback happen. Oh my goodness.
You can't hold that. You can't hold alone as a Harith. But Waves are pushing in like that with the Lord as well. But now we're going to take a break because up on stage is Sabila.
Pertandingan yang luar biasa sekali kita saksikan di Grand Final match untuk hari ini. Tapi sebelum itu sekarang di samping Sabila sudah ada Brevi. Halo. Boleh hawo-hawo dulu dong.
Coba boleh. Hah?
Boleh hawo-hawo dulu dong.
Halo, halo.
Oh. Tapi Brevi, melihat game 1 dan juga game 2, gimana ini Brevi?
Lumayan sedih sih, karena kemarin mau nonton ONIC, mau dukung ONIC. Udah 0-2 nih, tapi aku yakin bisa comeback.
So hey, shows again how well matched both mid laners are. So at this one, we talked about how in the drafting phase, it seems like it's a battle between both mid laners on who has the bigger hero pool. Because they were banning the Yves, they were banning all these meta mid laners. Now it's time to see who actually has the more adjustable hero pool, no?
I don't know if the hero pool is the problem in game number 2. I feel like...
I'm not saying it is.
Oh. Didn't you say
it was like in the drafting phase, it was like a battle on like who has the better hero pool because they were banning both mid laners.
Yeah, at the same time, I feel like Moreno has a head start in the second phase. No?
How so?
Because Sans is forced to play a Luo Yi against those dive heroes, man. Meanwhile, Moreno can just turtle around the back line.
Let's count their hero pool right now. Sans is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Moreno is at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
By the way, I just
they're
wanna
11
say,
to 11 when it comes down to a total hero pool.
Wow. Same thing. The exact same number. I just want to say, for the people in the comments that said ban Kimi, I don't think that's the right
Yeah, no,
choice,
I don't think
brother.
that would work.
There are bigger fishes to fry. If you want to blame CW for not banning the Kimi, I think you are the problem, brother.
It's just not that simple, man. These are not... This is the issue when you're at a high level in the drafting phase. There's not like a single pick or ban that you can just like cross off and it would change the entire game. If you want to have an adjustment in the mid lane, for instance, you have to start from the first phase to figure out what kind of mind game, what kind of flex pick you want to use to really throw off your opponent. So simply saying ban Kimi, yeah, I don't think that's going to work at all.
That is true. That is true. We are in a catch-22 situation, but things are going to be a little bit similar for ONIC now that we get into game number 3 because they are on blue side now. Earlier on, we saw the Phobius Jushin Arlet banned out by ONIC. Do you think that might change the third game?
Phobius Jushin Arlet. I feel like maybe they might let go of the Arlet, right? Knowing that there might be a trade-off in the jungle picks between the Fredrin and the Baksha. If they assume they're gonna get the Fredrin again, then the Arlet could be something that they can use more efficiently compared to Bigetron that might go for the Baksha again.
So they let go the Arlet?
I think, and it depends on how they want to... There's so many what-ifs here.
We can only assume, ladies and gentlemen, as we head over into the drafts for game number 3, presented to you by the official gaming phone KINGFINIX GT50 Pro. And we're going through Flying Clouds once again. All right. Let's see the differences in the first phase. Will there be changes to the bans? Will there be changes to the prio in the first pick? And Paquito and Fredrin are the bans here in game number 3.
I think this is what ONIC should have done in the second game, banning one of the utility heroes, the two utility heroes in the meta currently that is very prominent. The Baksha and also the Fredrin. Now, they can prio more towards the Baksha. I feel like this is going to be a Baksha first before anything else. Before the Jushin, before the Paquito, or before anything else. There you go.
There you go. And to a degree, it's still flexible, even though it's not preferable right now. For Bigetron, Claude, Jushin.
In the relentless flow of time.
No, Arlen, wow.
I like that more, no? Because there's nothing. Wait. The Fredrin is banned. I just realized.
Yeah, so now
my bad.
ONIC can get the Jushin. Do they want to though, right? If this comes down to a damage face-off between Moreno and Sans, the Jushin can carry, but what's up, Shevin?
It's a Kyret 3, no? Against a Baksha, you win the objective game. With Arlen, that's pretty much anti-dash, anti-vengeance for Niall, and he played it.
That's true.
And I believe ONIC's already reading that.
Does Gwyn not work for BTR?
You know what? That's actually true. It's been a while since Gwyn ever getting picked, so it's
always
on my
banned.
radar.
It's always banned from BTR. That's why we don't see it anymore.
Yeah. And I guess that's the more optimal route or normal route for BTR. We'll see.
Moscow's Jushin, though, again, it's just like fast rotations across the board for ONIC. Trying to outmaneuver Bigetron, because in the first 2 games, Bigetron definitely got places faster compared to ONIC, even with the low Yi diversion. Look at the top 5 cross-region total kills right here. Moreno? Like 60, almost like 70 kills above the next person.
I mean, technically we have more games.
Matches, yeah.
So unless it's like average kill, then yeah.
That is still pretty crazy stat.
Really impressive though, wow. All right. Let's see what Bigetron want to put in the hands of Moreno though. They might go for one here, because getting the other options banned out is fine, but no, they do go for that tie, Shevin, as you predicted. They usually do this. They want to keep the final pick for Moreno because of his adaptability.
Yeah. But I think say goodbye to Yi for Moreno.
Yeah. Yi as well as...
Do you think Valir?
Will they actually ban the Kimi?
They need to think about?
I think Valir is better than the Lilia. I like that.
Yeah, if it's going to be a pure front to back, if they're dealing with a Baksha, man, against a Valier, it's really hard to really move forward in any way.
What do BTR ban though?
A good EXP that was brought up maybe in the first game, that is the Uranus.
Let them play the
Blue.
hero.
Well, it's the same line. It wins out the lane, at least before level 4, and there's no ganks.
Well, if they ban the Yu Song, it seems like a front to back angle, or they just want to make sure that the Arla doesn't really get countered too hard in the lane. So both of those are valid.
It's also making me think about Moreno's pick, you know, with the Yuzong ban.
Right, is it going to be a backline type of hero?
Yeah.
But then again, he plays the backline heroes in the front, you know, so...
But I mean, this could potentially be another Kimmy game because we're looking at a Kimmy versus Baxia. They ban out the Yuzong too.
Just Arla as well for some synergy.
Yeah, I feel like I like the Valier more than the Kimmy. Kimmy against a Baksha is not really that great unless you have that DHS. That has a bit of a HP-based damage dealing potential.
Max HP.
Yeah. And the Valier also complements the Arlott even more, so you can set up for a better objective game in the first 2 or so objectives.
So they banned the Lapu here, and I'm wondering if it's because they don't want to give ONIC like a dive hero that can burst the backline, or are they trying to get more crowd control and then punish with takeoffs, and they want to ban out a hero that can be immune to said crowd control?
They still ban the Lilia in a way.
Interesting. I guess in terms of damage, Lilia is much more dangerous than the Valier. But going by how safe BTR has been drafting in the first 2 games, I kind of expect the Valier here, even though the approach is a bit straightforward now. But sometimes straightforwardness gets you victories. And I believe Moreno is still sitting at 100% win rate on the Valier.
Do you think the Valier is okay with the wave clear? I mean, but considering we don't have the roamer just yet.
Only wave clear isn't bad at all, because you get reset on the fireballs when you get a kill on the minion, technically. And it is AoE, right? The only issue is that if the roam is really dangerous, it can be hard to really get your fireballs onto the minion. And that's a whole separate issue. And they indeed keep that mid lane pick hidden. And they go for the Atlas again. So now there are 3 potential, like, engage potential tools coming in from Bigetron.
There could be a Cho Keyboy.
Ooh.
Oh, you know what? Gord is still playable, no?
Not bad. It is going to be a bit vulnerable, though. And if they want to go with the Cho, there's not a lot of synergy here, not a lot of damage you can follow up on the way up the dragon.
Dude, I think there's nothing good for Keyboy here. I feel like...
He might go Khalid, just for Prio.
Just for Prio, but when you look at the opposing composition, like, do you think, like, oh, that is a good pick? It's more like, we gotta settle for something big, right?
Yeah.
I feel like Cho is nice because also it's anti-CC against the Akai.
Riz left Khalid. Oh man. We just talked about how mobility is something that Bigetron really wants to use, and we saw the Baksha, the Tsushin, and now with the Khalid, but then they have a really slow EXP lane. I don't know if I like that.
It's Valier Gord for Moreno. Or maybe Kimmy is not really that bad either, considering how well it's working so far in the first 2 games.
What do you like better, Rashi?
I think I'm biased for the Valier a bit more. More AoE, more crowd control, and a lot of damage if you can get the resets. It's everything we were talking about that could be used in game 2.
I guess we'll see. Valier has that as value, but if they're looking for burst.
The problem with the Valier is you can't really catch up to, if you want to burst down the backliner, that you have nothing to offer. And this is something that they can offer here with the Zetian, I'm sorry. How do you pronounce it? Zetian.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. You know more than me.
Whoa, that's true. I like it, man. I was saying I wanted more crowd control, and they really quadrupled down. Everyone except for Eman can quote-unquote engage or disengage for Bigetron. I like that. I think ONIC are going to struggle to really pick and choose the fights that they want, and Bigetron can pick and choose whenever they feel like it.
So it sounds like your BTR for the 3rd game, just from drafts.
I think so.
What about you, Sheffin?
At least Sans gets his heroes right now.
Okay, and with that being said, we're going to throw it over to the casters to walk you through game number 3 in the grand finals.
Bigetron have their troops surrounding the Velodrome, and the coup d'etat is still underway. A revolt by the red robots. The uprising of the machines to finally topple down the dynasty ONIC has built from season after season, and they are one away from match point. And now we will go to this match. It's game 3. ONIC against Bigetron by Vitality.
The Sky Kings have been dragged down by Bigetron. And now it's ONIC who are down in the dumps. They're the ones pushed onto a wall. Inside of the castle walls here in the Velodrome.
And let's see from the draft, there was a oh, the damage.
Yep, this is why I was a bit on the fence on the Zetian pick. I thought oh, wait a second, pass. Hassan's taking a bit too many turret shots there. That is horrible.
Yep, and burnt the Purify as well for that extra movement speed. So I don't think that's a slight equalizer for Bigetron by Vitality. But we did talk about the draft alongside Coach Aldo in the stands.
Oh, this is a great reset on the recall.
Yep, very, very nice. Emblems by you, agility for the Terizla. Pull yourself together for the Chutian, so you have extra Purify. Lutpi. Frozen.
Yep. There's a bit more poke onto Lutpi. Shogun. Whoa, I don't think so, brother. He wants to go in, but he knows better than to go in. Keyboy's gonna go up. Can't risk getting a few hits on Shogun though, because the whole team will show up.
But the audacity to pick up the Arlet.
Oh, nice take by Keyboy.
Yep.
Took it away. The level 4 right now. That's gonna be good damage on a Keyboy, but Finn just respects it. Flickers out of the way, and Nile dodges.
So far, it's looking very, very, very good for Bigetron. They have the chain CC set up as well. Extra stacks for the Arlet to play when you have an Akai. And you have good disengage when ONIC wants to clump up like this.
Uh-oh, Sans don't purify. He's gonna get pulled down. Fury of the Phoenix, and that's the final slash on Lutpi. Bigetron winning all in. Keyboy gonna be taken very low. Shogun's still there. Penalty zone, but Kyrie is able to get the neutral objective, but that's Lutpi having to flicker out. It's a kill for a neutral objective in the end.
They were looking for a re-engage because Kyrie was close by.
Oh, good take by Kelra.
SOD for that extra bit of gold. The gold crowd goes for him, but Kaman will be okay with that. He's gonna re-farm again as the waves do collide. But the problem now for ONIC is obviously gonna be the range. If they can look for a good set, either from Terizla, either from a Keyboy Raging Sandstorm, then that's gonna be very good. And that is why, part of it, I think, why Bigetron picked up the Chetian, so that they have some sort of, I'd say, disturbance when ONIC wants to go all in. Because of the lack of the range, then they have to bank on the team fight. And that's why the Akai is super good too. The reason, like, mind you, they picked this up in the first phase, knowing full well how ONIC really wants to approach the game. You have a disengage somehow with the heavy spin, a pin down two. Oh, rather, penalty zone.
Yep, quick around from Moreno. Just a clean little getaway. But that is a great resource. Shogun, though. Into those big hits onto the turret. Keyboy might be going for the 1v1. Your Raging Sandstorm blocks him down. Moreno Sokolil. Actually, a bit of an assist there by the Baksha, so never mind.
Yeah, Keyboy so confident. And he knows the damage the lead can deal. Take a look at the audience prediction here. A slight shift of 1%.
Uh-oh.
Mondo in the back, yanked.
Yep. Oh, great read by Kyrie! Onto the BMI. The Purify out, though, with the Blazing Duet. Another resource spent. Another resource baited out.
He timed the crash to the BMI. He's able to get the crash. However, a Purify burnt with the Blazing Duet is enough for Aman to stay safe. Bigetron by Vitality. They can force these fights if they want to, especially with the early game damage that they have. The Chutian stings very much so. 7 seconds to the turtle. We haven't really seen a neutral objective contest, but if Bigetron want to play the long game, if they really want to disengage, then I think that heavy spin will play a huge part, scampering ONIC and just disintegrating their formation. Kyrie completes the Curse Helmet, and Keyboy up top is battling it out with Finn and Shogun. Mind you, he has the Fatal Links, and Shogun will come close.
Good poke by Shogun. Penalty zone, flicker out from Shogun. Now the heavy spin onto Lutpi. That's a big resource spent already, and I don't think that's the right move for Bigetron. They were baited into that skirmish.
Yep, a flicker for a heavy spin. One of the most important ults you can have so far in the neutral objective, and Kyrie will try to take this. And it is free, but maybe Bigetron say something.
He tries to go in, Fear the Phoenix locks him down now. Shogun goes in, into Sans, Crimson Beacon already down as Niles there, gonna be taken out as the SOD doesn't land, but now it's gonna crash onto Shogun. No flicker already, gets the stuns, gets the resets. Moreno coming in, but Shogun, oh god, disintegrating in the face of ONIC's trio.
Terizla damage Coming in from Lutpi there, 2 kills for him.
That was a gamble.
And he carries that fight. Yeah, a gamble indeed for Bigetron. If they can get something out of that neutral objective take from ONIC, maybe they can get a trade, but they did not. And they had to pay that price. Turtle goes for ONIC, a structure up top too, before that cannon minion gets taken down. So at least no farm for Shogun. For cannon minion so far, Iman. Oh, eating up damage there. And Keyboy can just stand there menacingly, especially when you have the healing.
Oh, God.
Kyrie gets it, right?
Yeah, Kyrie's just been gapping now on these red trees.
Uh-oh.
Oh, good. This is not a good place to be in. He's able to dodge from the first few shots. The penalty zone locked in with the shield unity, but Shogun now has the resets. It's going to be the constant reset onto Lutpi with now on the heavy spin, but is it enough to take him down? Moreno rotating as well. Kelra with the SOD and Sands is right there with Kelra. Oh my goodness, ONIC. They're angry.
Beautiful set there coming in with the penalty zone. It looked like Bigetron had a chance to flip the script, especially when you have constant resets. Oh, Finn gets the orange buff. So that's going to be a slight win. You can see Shogun just bobbing and weaving his way with the Vengeance in and out. And he tried to buy some time, but that SOD landing, I think, is one of the main points as well. And Keller gets himself a kill. And Iman has to TP back. Item build, War Axe for the Terizla, survivability. And Corrosion side for item build for Kelra. You would see sometimes he goes DHS. Notice the tanky lineup. I think it's manageable now for Bigetron by Vitality. Sans almost gets himself pinned down. And Bigetron has the damage to outright kill members that get pinned down with the heavy spin. Now though, how will Nile use that heavy spin?
How will they use the combos, man? Because right now we've seen, I think, a glimpse of the combo, but they haven't utilized it in the neutral objective pin. Where they jump on Lutpi. He's going to go for the perfect match as Keyboy goes on Iman, getting up a good few more poke fatal links coming down as they go all in, even with the heavy spin. God dang.
Have to go back. That's going to be a death to Lutpi. ONIC, will they stay right here and contest the turtle?
Perfect match, and the Raging Sandstorm baited out as now gets in the knockup. Shogun gets the kill. Kyrie with the shield unity. A man advantage for Bigetron as they go in as the SOD lands in the back line, but I don't think Keller will take it just now. Kyrie, help away. Nile gets out. Fury the Phoenix coming out as Iman is going to go over the damage again as Kyrie is going to get chain CC for Iman and gets a free hit. Shogun with a final slash. The Spear of Misery doesn't pin Iman down onto Moreno, but it certainly picks Iman back up. It's a Purify though, baited out, and now Bigetron decide to disengage.
And it's a Flying Clouds too. Lutpi was close to rotating and maybe assisting the remaining members of ONIC. They were looking for a re-engage, but Bigetron, discipline is the name of the game for them throughout the playoffs. Super clean disengage coming in. Oracle for Shogun, survivability, extra healing, golden staff completed too. And now they have to be privy where Finn is. Look at Nile. Kelra has to be careful.
He's going to go for the pin.
Oh no!
Wow. What a read by Nile, straight into the God in the gold lane.
Kelra gets taken down.
Wow.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, you'll pay for your sins, Nile. Or maybe you won't. Wait a second, the whole team's right here. Nile gets away with the jump in. Kyrie, shield unity body blocked by Shogun, and he has the Vengeance still. The final slash lands onto us now. The whole team comes crashing down on him. Keyboy all alone, thrown back again. The fatal link by Finn drags him into the shots from Iman,
sending him to his demise. And ONIC, they're still trying to bait something out of this. Out of resources are a big Vitality. Kelra, will he take it?
The God is back, but he doesn't have a Purify. There's no way he takes that.
Yeah, and Moreno still has the Fury of the Phoenix as well. So that is wise from him. Queen's Wings for Lutpi. And Bigetron by Vitality. So far, so clean. But they're not out of the woods just yet. They can still take a look at the Moskov that really waits to scale to the late game. Looking for the Golden Staff after a completed DHS and Corrosion side. He's going to play the far lanes. Bigetron needs to answer this when it comes a pesky entity late game later on. But still, ONIC, they cannot clump up. There's going to be 2 ultimates waiting for them if they stick together. And that's how they kind of want to play too. That Fury of the Phoenix will be very, very scary, and then you have the Fatal Links. So now look, Bigetron, let's see what they can do.
The way they're playing, you'd think that Bigetron are the ones with a lead. They're the ones controlling the map, pushing the tempo, and making proactive moves on the map.
Yep. It's a 2K gold lead down to a 1.9K. But it's Bigetron looking for these flank angles. Look at where Finn is. He holds that tri-bush. And Keyboy too, trying to open up the map. They are yet to take a structure up top. And so far, ONIC are the ones to pull the trigger. Now will always have that escape button. So I think ONIC needs to wait for Bigetron to bait their resources, get those spells, get those big ultimates, and then they can advance forward. Because there's so much that Kyrie can do. He's only there to possibly tank for the team and then catch someone. With the Passants as well, you have that anti-regen, but you still need the Chusin to hit, the Terizla, the Moskov, and this lack of range is a bit worrying for Bigetron, for ONIC, because they can't really commit to a scenario where they're able to make Bigetron expend those resources.
In the gold lane, though, I want to see the gold lane rankings, or the gold standings, and it is still Mr. Kelra who's number 1, man.
Yep.
How far ahead is he? 500 gold around. Yeah. So not too much, but okay, there you go. I was about to say, Swift Trinity for both completed.
It's almost like a situation we see in game number 3. Rather, in game number 2, sorry, but that first match will save him. And now Bigetron reset. The next one on the menu is obviously the Lord. Bigetron can clump, if Bigetron can just converge around this Lord, force ONIC to a mistake to get their spells out, to get their ultimates out, they can then come in. Because you have 2 layers to this. The Heavy Spin, Fear the Phoenix, and even the Fatal Links if it connects. So Bigetron, they have to play this closely.
Really good pogo! Wait, the Fatal Links, everything thrown at Keyboy. Flicker in the Raging Sandstorm for just the Fatal Links. Shogun! Final slash lands on Mlbb, gets a massive penalty zone as SOD lands as well with the Fear of the Phoenix. Rocks him down for just a bit. Mlbb able to escape for now as Keyboy jumps in, but that's going to be the Heavy Spin to pull Kelra away from the fight. Kyrie isolated now, the pin down as well, and no one dies in that skirmish.
Ooh, that was so close.
Wow.
The Fatal Links to make sure that ONIC are down 1 tank, and they go in. But Shogun with the final slash almost made it possible. Turns out Santil is safe. And Bigetron, they want to start this fight. It's a Flying Cloud map, so they can respond fastly with this rotation.
Look at Finn. He knows his ult is going to be up. He knows there are no Purifies. Eyes on Finn. If he can get a massive Fatal Links, that could be the end of the game.
It could be.
It's up, it's up.
It's going to be up. The Fatal Links is what he will try to fish for.
There we go. Mlbb already there. Moreno with the flicker out. Mlbb. Oh no! He's all alone, and Bigetron know it. No way home. They're going to go on to him right now as Finn waits for the timing. Heavy spin on the Suns. He's going to get taken out! Completely out by the Panda! Mlbb next to the chopping block as Shogun jumps in and Finn in the back line. Going to go for the big play. It is him zoning the boys as Kyrie gets locked down. And Mlbb to the blaze into wet. It's the Fatal Links on 1, not 5, but it's A-okay as Moreno claims the kill on Keyboy. And ONIC have been completely outplayed.
Bigetron by Vitality are on another level. ONIC made speechless, left with nothing to do.
No, it's too far.
It's way too far, but Kelra, he's hoping to turn something, make something happen out of nothing. The only player to watch everyone die. Let's take a look at the replay. They were able to zone out Mlbb. He's isolated. And this pin down from Sans is so good. Make sure the Chusin can't move anymore. And you have so many layers in the team fight. That Fear of the Phoenix is still available. The Fatal Links has been left unused, and they went in for Kyrie too. The knowledge of rationing the spells, knowing that ONIC does not have those Purifies, those get out of jail cards, makes Bigetron so flawless and just executing the CCs, so you can always mix and match on which ultimate you want to use first. One thing for sure is that that's going to lead to ONIC's demise. Time and time again we have seen.
The robots have made Gila Sans normal.
Blue team turret has been destroyed.
Ordinary.
0, 3, and 4. When have you seen Sans on this stat before? Number 1, by the way, in KDA. Just earlier we saw those stats.
Cloud stings now, and that Malefic gun will not make ONIC do better.
Oh my god, I've been down bait up. He's gonna bait out the Purify. He's baited out the Purify. Now eyes on Finn as the blaze away, gets used up with the BMI and the Purify out from Iman. Finn's gonna be looking for it. Mlbb with the penalty zone is now the Fear of the Phoenix lands onto 2. It's Iman going for the gun down with the Malefic gun, treading Mlbb down. He's trying to survive right now, but the base turret in the top lane is gonna get taken down, and Iman gets a killing spree and a turret in the mid lane. Finn! Oh! Fatal Legs by Finn! Gets Kelra down! Bigetron on the verge of match point. Now it's Keyboy in the back, looking for the Clouds to send something to fight back.
Oh my god, Keyboy next to the menu, probably Shogun.
He goes in, wants to go for the stun. Sans caught in the bad spot right now. Final flash The Purify out by Sans, but it's broken in the back. Heavy spin on the resets already. Emon stays targeted on the base, and ONIC fall again. The red robots secure match point.
One more. Just one more game from rewriting history. Answering the call of destiny. The Velodrome silenced, at least for its residents, at least for the ONIC fans. And suddenly the Sky Kings does not look that immortal. Because starting now, the red robots come in for that coup d'etat, for that revolt, for a revolution. Just one more game.
Now we know why Robbie Panchoro is in the building. ONIC, I've never seen them like this before in the final. This is their league. This is a farmers league. People called it a farmers league and they were goddamn right. What happened? Bigetron are about to tear the script apart.
They will demolish.
They barely made it to playoffs. No one believed in them. They were the S word, and I mean subpar.
They're about to demolish the Velodrome.
Oh my God.
And with it, the walls that has been echoing the name of the Sky Kings. Bigetron, one away from their maiden trophy. Just one more, but sometimes distance means nothing. They failed.
By the way, to expand on that point, if you look at the trajectory of the 3 games that we played so far, ONIC is closer and closer to actually getting a W. Would you agree? So if there is a time for them to actually get a W, it's this time, no? At least in the draft, it was a mess in the first game. I don't see them winning that game. Second game, BTR I think had better answer. Third game, I feel like they could have find a loophole or work around that combo from Kai and all of that. And they did for a few minutes in the early game. They just lost track. They lost the plot.
That's where it gets scary here, because for Bigetron, they have to make sure that they don't get the pressure of like being so close to achieving their goal, get to them. And they also have to be careful not to be read out by ONIC, right? Because ONIC is constantly adapting. As we take a look at the class right here, Atlas.
They've taken heavy measures.
They might take Arlet here. They might take Arlet and then secure an Akai later on in red 3, if it's possible. But I think Claude is still going to be the option.
Arlet Claude.
There's still a Paquito. There's still other. Oh, Phobies is also open.
Do they want the Phobies though against, you know,
Phobies ban?
Okay.
ONIC first.
The relentless flow of time.
The Arlet makes a lot of sense, but now for ONIC,
that breaks the tide.
is it back to the mid lane for them? Oh, Tushin is open. The Khalid is as well, but again, we've seen Keyboy play this hero, what, 3 times at this point?
It's Tushin plus other heroes here.
Do they want to go Moskov again with the Claude matchup?
I almost feel like they had a better time with the Harith, technically. And again, if they want to match Bigetron in the team fights, if they're not confident they can get away from all the card control, double down on it. Because if they have half measures on winning fights, it's not going to be enough, man. Bigetron are so synergized right now.
I feel like there's going to be some coupling you here. Otherwise, it's going to be a Jushin Harith. Do you really want to take the Harith here? I feel like they have a better chance with a Moskov at this time.
All right. Well, this is a signature pick for Lutpi, right? The Lutpi Lapu.
Oh, I have PTSD.
Dude, to be fair, he's really good situationally. He's situationally more aware, I think, on the Lapu. I don't know if that's a comfort type of deal, but now that if that's part of the picture, and ONIC has a good dive comp coming in, Vitality, do they want more kite ability, or do they want more crowd control to stop the rush coming in from ONIC?
It's either a Kai or Guinevere. I think that's the only that makes sense right now.
I like the Kai.
Arlet. I mean, I see a Guinevere angle, but I do agree that going by the trajectory of the matches so far, Akai fits Nile more with the momentum that they have.
Okay, what will it be? Will it be the jungler pick here? A Kai again. All right.
Oh
If
boy.
it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Now, the difference is there's no more Atlas for Fifth, so you gotta rack up his brains on what pick makes sense the most. I always think every time that Fifth plays, it's gonna be a Badang, but it's never Badang, bro. I wish there is more Badang.
Kalea. Or maybe no. Kalea doesn't really work that well here, I think. The sustain's great now, but I think they need something a bit more threatening, you know? More big AoE engage to force the respect out of ONIC. Because otherwise, they can just jump onto the Akai.
I think there is none. Aside from Atlas, no? Or you want to go crazy like Valorant? Like, yeah.
Coach Aldo thinks there's some potential. And fun fact, us casters played a five-man rank game and we struggled against a Valorant, so hey.
We just suck.
But there's not a lot of dive from ONIC for it to have value.
Is there not? Technically, these are three potentially divey characters on ONIC.
I think Kalea makes the most sense, but the combo will definitely not be there. It's more like a sustain kind of Kalea. You have the heals, you have utility junglers.
Yes.
It fits well with the Arlott and the Kai. You want to sustain as much as possible, but I don't think they're gonna complement it with a burst in mid lane for Moreno.
Oh,
Nice, man.
Kalea comes to mind for ONIC as well, banning that out. And the Cho gets respected, which I find quite interesting.
Do BTR not want to take away, you know, like the Harris?
I guess they don't care. Whoa. Maybe now that they know that they can, they have so many picks for Moreno, they want to make sure that Finn, right, isn't counted too hard. What do they have in mind though with Cho and the big ban?
Yeah, what is this Hilda pick? I can see Cho is more comfort than anything else for Keyboy, but this Hilda pick feels like they're setting up something here. Either in the roam, or is there a possibility of the Akai? I don't think so.
What, roam Akai?
I don't think that's
what Omawa dubs the vlogging Akai? They can do nothing until level 4?
I don't like that.
This is the problem, man. In your heart of hearts, you have the feeling that like Bigetron could possibly go for it, and that is enough to be confusing. Ban from ONIC. There's a counter for the Sushin.
Sand rises when I give
And they took the Khalid.
Interesting. For Keyboy.
Yeah.
Badang, that thought.
Hylos. I guess Hylos.
Chip and Blue.
Ooh, I don't know Chip. I don't know about Chip.
Blue isn't awful, I feel like. It's a bit more difficult to push back away. Can wreak havoc in the midst of a chaos, right?
It can't be like a crazy pick, right? For Keyboy?
What? But what could...
I don't think there's any set heroes because Kai is on the other side. It's really tough for you to play that kind of game.
It should be called like zoning heroes, control heroes. That's why the Cho and the Hilda is banned out potentially.
So what, like Hylos?
Yeah, I think Hylos makes the most sense. You can't go wrong with the Hylos.
Is this something more aggressive though? I feel like ONIC might want to have something more aggressive.
Oh,
Brody!
What? Nah, I don't like this. You're fishing out on a Kai spin. What the heck?
Championship point.
Are they planning on just like going in the gold lane? Going for the dives?
Dude, this is so risky. This is not how ONIC plays.
Wait, can Brody purify?
Nah, absolutely not.
What?
If it's a purify, he's killing himself.
That is such a risky pick.
Oh, do they go to... Is the Valir open?
Valir is open, yes.
Against Hylos and Freyden, I'm gonna say that the Valir shuts everything down. But the Lapu is the concern. That the Lapu can still get to you.
The Lapu is the concern, and you don't have any damage to complement bursting on the Brody. And I think that's a big thing. I feel like this is gonna be something like a Zutya. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, they played safe. They go for Lilia.
DPS approach though.
I hate the Brody pick. I'm sorry.
You hate it with a vengeance. Is this it?
Yeah, with the vengeance of Shogun.
Is this it?
Might be.
Mirko is waving the Bigetron jersey. He is convinced.
He's signaling for 0. Let me tell you that.
We're on the precipice of change, ladies and gentlemen. One game away from championship point. We're gonna throw it over to our casters to break this potential final game of MPL ID Season 17.
One final step remains. For years, the Velodrome has only known one ruler. Championship after championship, every road led back to ONIC. But tonight, for the first time, that Reign trembles. Bigetron stand one victory away from their first trophy in forever. One victory away from completing the coup. One victory away from defying the dynasty.
Still a lot to fight for. 3-0 means nothing if you can't finish the job. It's a best of 7, not a best of 5. The 3-0 lead is great. The advantage is on them. They have no pressure compared to ONIC, who have to climb back from this mountain of a lead. But it is not over yet. They gotta stay calm, composed. And right now we are waiting for that final game. For Bigetron, that's definitely what they want to think, the final game. For ONIC, they're thinking 4 more games. They're thinking, we're locking in. That Brody pick, though, we have to talk about that. The analysts didn't get to talk to it about it too much because, you know, obviously it's so sudden. It was last pick. I personally am not a fan of it.
It's a lane bully. But hey, up against an Akai, against a Khalid, so fragile, so susceptible. But the land of Dawn is calling. Can Bigetron rewrite history? It is now or never. This time, it is potentially the last game of ONIC against Bigetron by Vitality.
Everything on the line. Can the robots finish the coup? The coup of the greatest empire known in Indonesia, the dynasty that lasted for so long. They must go for the throat if they want to do it here. Kelra already burning the flicker early with an early gank from Finn on the Khalid.
That's a lead. Obviously happening with the mid prio. It doesn't really help that they also have a Lilia to play with it. And Sun, so you're gonna talk about him particularly in this grand finals. Hasn't been the best performance out of him, especially when he is put in picks that are not comfortable. Look at Kelra, receiving a lot of heat. Under the third wheel, he will go. And he will go for the Master Assassin. He knows he wants to win out the lane, that Brody is going to bully the Cloud to eternity. And even Eman running the Vitality to have extra bit of health, respecting that matchup against the Brody.
He knows that the Brody is picked for one sole reason, and it's to win out lane. It's for ONIC to rotate down below and capitalize on this weak side pick. It's something that we haven't seen throughout MPL ID. Well, I mean, we've seen a couple, but like not for ONIC, right? ONIC, they don't do this. They're not known to play with these, is it safe to say, desperate strategies?
Niche picks. And maybe, just maybe, it screams desperation. Look at Nile.
Look at this.
He's gonna fish for a reaction from Kelra. The flicker burnt.
There's just no chance. No chance to react. Nile! Oh, he pulls Kelra all the way. He's gonna go for the kill. And that's
Kelra?
KCC. Kelra taken out already on the Brody. The strong side Brody. Bigetron. They don't care about the turtle. They don't care about the neutral objective. They instead look towards Kelra. Finn, all in. Great shove by Shogun to disengage for Finn.
Very great usage of the final flash, but they want to go for more, it seems like.
They're gonna get hunted down here, Finn. You can't lock them down. Nile gets the green camp.
A green camp, at least, stabilizes everything as well for Nile. Kelra down bottom. A level down against Eman now. He hits level 4. But you can take a look at how susceptible the Brody is. That Akai was just walking to the turret, and there's nothing Kelra can do about it. Sans will rotate down bottom. Can they get this kill on Finn? I don't think they can. That's a Khalid that has sustainability. Now we ask the question, what is this Brody going to go for in terms of the build? Is it going to be all out damage? I think that's what he wants to go for, especially when you know it bullies you in the lane, but that death seems like it has stopped a potential catastrophe up against Eman. So Bigetron, they know they can keep things stable for Eman and not let himself be bullied to eternity. I think there's still a chance.
No way.
But for now, look at the gold crab. Kelra will be the one to take it.
That would have been really demoralizing had Eman gotten it, and he already has the lead right now. It's a very small lead, but it's a lead nonetheless. Nile looking for the play. Retreat in as well. Oh, he's just gonna walk past. What? Lutpi thrown back again. He's gonna get a lot of those turret shots. And now, oh, bravest fighter. Lutpi, no flicker. Yep, he goes for the stun, but that's the bravest fighter already used up. And Shogun is right there. No heavy spin for the neutral objective that spawns in 15 seconds.
And maybe this time, ONIC will take this opportunity to possibly look for a collapse onto Iman. He knows that he is being hunted by ONIC. And Sam will be there. Good reaction from Finn, too. But this will give time and space for Kelra to hit the turret plating. Turtle spawns, and now, will they still have that heavy spin?
Oh.
Gold Crab, acquired by Iman. They'll play in the cycle. Shogun is close by. They don't know that he is there, but Lutpi senses something is wrong, so he will join the fight too. Bravest fighter is up. Let's see who wins this dance.
Whoa.
Final slash.
Did ONIC see that? That's a big resource to be burning at the start of the fight. Shogun gonna go in. Glorious pathway sent down by Keyboy. The carpet is laid down. Now gonna go in. That's Keyboy with the law and order. Finn. Flicker in out the safety as that's a retribution by Kai. And Niall's gonna go for the fight instead as Iman's right there. And Kyrie walks up with a heavy spin, gets used as a turret memory. Takes Niall very low, but not down just yet. That sounds of the flicker, taking Niall down. Moreno right there. And ONIC are alive.
At least that one kill ignites the flame in them. Final slash to Kyrie. That's a tanky Fredrin. Can he get this purple buff? I think he just might. No. Oh, it does. Goes to Sans. To Sans acquires that, and that's going to help him even more. Let's see if they can take the structure. Sans will try to screen out and deny access to lane for Iman. And now ONIC are playing for the Brody slowly but surely. Item-wise, yes, they have to seize completed. A leather jerkin too for extra survivability. Let's take a look at this. That's a adaptive glove. Is he gonna go for Sky Piercer?
It's all in or nothing for the god on the gold lane.
It's a gamble, Berto.
It's a gamble. It's the Brody pick is a gamble. That in itself is already a risk that they were willing to take. So you gotta go all in with the build as well.
Oh no. Let's see if it does something. If it does, then ONIC has pulled out a desperation into a silver lining. Thunderbelt for Finn. So now you have extra damage in defense. Keyboy.
Glorious pathway. Keyboy able to get the law in order. Now the final slash. Great dodge by Keyboy. Heavy spin to lock him down. Shogun zoned away. Keyboy stays alive for a bit, but Moreno takes him out of the fight. That's the Gloom doing damage. Now he goes on to Sans. The black shoes away as Sans has to escape. A stun from Lutpi onto 2. But it is just a 1-4-0 for BTR.
The front to back is so good from Bigetron by Vitality. They can just segmentate the team fight in a way that just protects the carries, especially Iman now, the main damage dealer. And it seems like ONIC wants to collapse on Shogun.
Yep, that they do. They're going to get the Torn Apart Memory as well. Well, Shogun with a jump all around, but it's not going to be enough for him to survive. Kelra, his first kill in the game. Moreno, no black shoes, has to flicker out. Sans trying to go in. Now Finn with the Raging Sandstorm, lands it on Sans and Keyboy. Kelra still there to look for the damage. Now jumps in with a headbutt. Iman with a blazing duet and now the heavy spin. Lutpi comes into the Bravest Fighter. Now jumps in on the Kelra right now. Finn jumps in the back line and is able to trash him down. That's a kill. Iman right there with the help of Lutpi. He's going to go for the Raging Slashes. And it takes him on down.
Lutpi again, the beacon of hope. For ONIC, it looked like everything was lost. They took down Iman and Niall. Lutpi still staring at the eyes of death. But ONIC, that's what happens when you clump up together. That ultimate from the Khalid, a heavy spin to pin them down. But still, flawless is ONIC. In terms of that neutral objective, Kyrie gets all 3. This Brody, yes, it hurts. The Sky Piercer completed. But once a member from Bigetron reaches to him, he has no other option than possibly the skill 2 or a flicker, but the flicker got burnt there, so now this Brody sits in a very tough spot. Again, the chase potential from the Arlet, from the Panda too, from the Akai. Shogun cancels his recall, essentially waiting for Lutpi to overextend. But as of now, it's going to be quiet.
Lutpi senses something fishy, that's for sure. Great read on Lutpi.
2-level lead.
But again, here we have to look at the 3 neutral objectives taken by ONIC, a whole structure as well, and there's going to be 2 structures now, but only a 1,000 gold lead for now. Bigetron doing a good job at playing damage control. Niall sent to clear up top. He goes for the retribution and denies the turret away as the mid lane looks good for Bigetron. And man, just poking Lutpi down every chance he gets.
The lack of range from ONIC kind of punishes them. Finn wants to walk up close And this Lilia is such a pest to deal with. Wishing Lantern second item. Extra bit of damage too. That's what he really wants. To be able to shred down this high-lows. Even this Lapu Lapu and the Fredrin.
Dang.
Just so immobile when it comes to receiving the glooms and the slows. Items so far, Skypiercer, like we said, for Kelra, can he farm those stacks? That's the problem. As a Granger, you can hit from afar. You can always try to fish out angles where you are still safe. But for the Brody, you gotta follow the front line, and sometimes you get exposed to a certain degree. So he has to play this carefully. Down bottom, it's Emanum building up a wave. Lutpi will answer.
Yep. Lutpi has been fantastic this game. Glorious pathway into the mid lane. Moreno just chunked a bit, but that's an ultimate that they've utilized. Finn hiding away. That sounds of the Lantern Flare. And a big shot, torn apart memory. Finn! Oh, he gets away bidding on a torn apart memory. Now Keyboy is the one sent to respawn over. Eman gets caught with the damage. The Bravest Spider already baited out as he goes for the stun, but heavy spin comes in from Nile. They set their sights onto the purple buff, and Niall's going to be able to secure it. Now the Kai takes it away with a big bonk.
Yep. Fraser's Wrath delivers him that purple buff, but you can take a look at how far back Kelra was playing. He can now only rely on getting those stacks going and then potentially go for the ultimate. Kelra has to be careful. Finn is looking for a flank angle. If they don't detect him, he's going to be toast.
Moreno with the flicker out of the glorious pathway! Struggling with the final slash out the Keyboy right now. Zeman takes the damage, but he purifies out of the stack from the Brody.
The Lord.
Takes him on down. Oh! He's good for Kai. Kelra goes for the stun. He goes for the kill. The torn apart memory doesn't land, but it's a flicker in. And the Sky Piercer stack. Moreno in the mid lane, taken down by Sans. As Shogun and Finn get rid of just one. Now it's Shogun trying to survive. Kelra looking for the stacks. Shogun with a stun on Lutpi. The Vengeance still ready, but he has to escape as Lutpi's trying to go in for the chase. Giving him Ozy with the Bravest Spider. That's the final slash, and it's a kill. Over to Lutpi.
They were trying to give him the Sky Piercer stack, but still a kill is gonna be valuable. Plus the Lord too. 3 members fall down. ONIC finally with a winning team fight. Bigetron shook by the potential of this composition. Lutpi goes to the second item, chastise. He knows this Cloud will sting, this Cloud will hurt, and he wants that HP regen. Kyrie up in that bush, possibly looking for someone coming. Swift Trinity completed by Eman. But the front to back from Bigetron is still so good, and if they want to play all in with the collapse, that is still an option too. This Lilia, someone needs to do something about it to reach it from afar. That has been Lutpi in some cases. That's why the high-lows helps them pathway to the team fight. Now they want to crack open some structures down bottom. Still being worked on. Bigetron doing a fantastic job of just trying to hold and pulling the trigger first.
This is the advantage though when you have a Brody on your team and you played for him, right? Strong side, playing to the gold lane. I thought Bigetron with that early gank on the Akai, they would have already dealt with Brody. But it's Kelra on the Brody, not just an ordinary Brody.
Yep.
Even now, they're sieging the turrets like it's nothing. They're just playing around this Brody to take those turrets, structures. Bigetron gonna have to scale, and ONIC have the mid game. This is the time where they are strongest.
The gold lead is still in the hands of Kelra though.
And Lutpi.
And Lutpi too.
Oh my god, that's almost a 3,000 gold lead.
Yeah, look at the
Lutpi.
Lutpi has been so strong. Even the Winner Nature completed for the Brody, plus that Malefic gun, because he knows he has to hit from afar, almost like an artillery mage to a certain extent. But the Sonics, hopeful they are. Can Bigetron shatter that? Now it's all quiet, waiting for the next objective to go, because it has always been about the big team fight. And if they can give Eman time and space to deal damage and dive, because this Brody is going to be a victim of that too. With that skill too. If you ration it right, you can cancel that. Replacing Duet, potentially it can happen. But Kelra needs to be super careful. 20 seconds to the next Lord. And we have seen Finn multiple times looking for a flank angle. Just surprising ONIC, hitting them from under. So far, ONIC, they stand very tactile together as a unit. And the sieges, if they do get the Lord, it's going to be very good for ONIC.
Finn's clearing the wave up top, and Man is holding this position as well. Lutpi's done good.
They have dips.
Wave in the bottom lane, cleared out. It's going to be a slow push for ONIC, pushing towards Bigetron.
Now they want to dance against the Lord too. Bigetron, will they be content of ending ONIC like this? Because I know they have that power. Kyrie hits level 15 already. Nile with the heavy spin. Is it going to be the pin down? Is it going to be what scatters ONIC formation? Because they have to keep it compact. Come on. Brody cannot take damage, cannot die. And man, the BMI a bit too close for comfort. The Lord, it is now or never.
Finish into the bottom lane. He's gonna go for it as well. They're gonna go for it straight up as Lutpi's gonna get chain CC now as they're gonna burst him down straight up. Oh, Lutpi! How did he survive that? Oh my goodness! What a clutch revitalize! Making Sandstorm on Sans. They're able to cut away, and now it's ONIC's turn. Keller with a jump onto Finn. Finn with the flicker in forward as the rest of the team tries to kite back as Aman does damage on a Kai, but a big bonk comes in. And that's a kill over. Torn apart memory coming out as Kelra gets a double. Shogun gets the kill on Sans. And now it's Lutpi shooing Bigetron members away, and they have Kelra on 30 stacks.
And now they will siege onto the base of Bigetron by Vitality. 20 seconds for Nile and Moreno, 15 for Finn. What are they gonna look for?
Oh,
the final slash misses, but at least it clears out the wave, the minions. And Mon pops the Wind of Nature.
That Wind of Nature was almost too early. The torn apart memory landed. Finn is up. Eman's gonna go for it. They're gonna go for the base straight up right now. The Blazing Ray gets used up, and Eman's gonna get taken very low and down by the Kai Fredrin. Finn with Raging Sandstorm. Moreno back up. That's Finn still alive somehow. And Shogun is already dead, but Kelra wants to go for the end, and now it's gonna be Moreno with the jump again. The heavy spin denies him away from the end. But he's still there. Moreno gets rid of him. ONIC forces a game 5.
It is not as easy to take down that empire. The dynasty still stands, even with the castle walls broken and the gates opened. But ONIC, they have been tested in times like this. They know what it means to play in the back end. And they finally take their first game in this series. It's still 3-1.
Holy moly, Lutpi in this game. Oh God, what a performance. The Brody pick worked out in the end. Kelra.
2021, it was actually Kelra when he was back in Execration.
Why are you laughing?
Where he won that year, I believe. Was it a PHPH Grand Finals?
Which one? First MSC?
Yeah, it was the online COVID one.
Dude, good times.
Do you remember that?
Wow.
2022, it was Eman winning Finals MVP, RSG, RQ. I remember crying there. Not a
Blacklist.
great time. 2023, it was Keyboy. So we have a stacked amount of players here.
3 of them are in the Grand
Finals. Exactly.
What? Fast.
3 of which have won Finals MVP and MSC, and they get a chance to do it again because technically both teams still have that ticket to Paris, even if they lose this one.
Yeah, I just want to say, what a glow up from Kelra.
I think all the players have glowed up over the years.
Yeah.
Every single one.
Us too.
Amen.
Amen. I think it's factual, no?
We appreciate it. We
I can
appreciate it.
agree.
We appreciate it.
Right.
But still, a potential final game once again. We're still at championship points. Not just match point, but championship point as we get into the drafts.
Dangerous Grass,
For
could it be?
game number 5, Arashi predicts Dangerous Grass.
Oh, close.
But it will be expanding rivers.
Get your boat shoes on. We are getting in the river. Fast rotations here. If ONIC double down on the early game approach, this could be dangerous. But hey, Bigetron first pick. It's a bit of a curveball. ONIC needs to be careful about this one.
Just want to say the game has been amazing, but for my own enjoyment, I would like to not see another utility jungler.
Why?
Because.
Cannot see value in me.
I just like seeing assassins, man.
You should.
All right. Well, if they don't ban the Baksha, it is. If they ban the Baksha, it will indeed be an assassin type of game, but it will not be the case. Baksha for Bigetron? Is this something that ONIC are trying to bait them into?
Yeah, you know what? The fact that ONIC is letting go of it is pretty sus as well, but I think Penny at this point is a bit more valuable than the Baksha. And we haven't seen a Kai on Kyrie. The last time I believe I remember him on a Kai, he got a 4-man pin. And I dubbed him as the best player in the world at that time.
Oh, that was you?
Yeah.
It was
the best player in the word. In the word.
Oh, the word. Word?
Yeah.
Dang, okay.
Word, girl.
Word. Okay. The word is the bird. Let's take a look at the first two picks. The Claude makes a lot of sense. Is there gonna be a curveball though? No, it's too shit. Will they pick the Lapu away from Lutfi? That's a big question too.
I'm not sure.
Don't they want to pick their jungler first?
I
Like,
think
do you think Lutfi will be red 3?
it's just gonna be a Harith even, just like usual. At least for usual for Bigetron Alpha or Bigetron by Vitality.
Could
Back
be.
to basics.
If they don't want to stray away from what made them strong in the first place, that is picking the simple ones.
I am vengeance.
But it's not gonna be Harith.
incarnate.
You know what? I like the Moskov more than the Harith.
The Mount.
Because the funny thing is, yesterday in the lower bracket finals, the team to pick up the Harris was actually the team to lose against the Claude. So maybe there's more, what, playability or just survivability with the Moskov? I don't understand why the Harris has been, you know, losing a lot.
I guess there's self-peel for the Moscow. That's something that the other marksmen don't really have. I mean, you can push someone back, that's already a big deal. You can reposition once with your skill, second, 2 times with the battle spell, 3rd time with the Spear of Destruction. So maybe that's the reason.
I think it's also because of the fact that Harith is only 1 cycle kind of dude. Once the Man Force is out, then you are cooked. Trust me, I'm a King fan. I know the best.
Okay.
Interesting.
But it looks like Lutfi's hero will not be contested there in red 3. It's actually going to be the Leomord pick for Kyrie. And now, if BTR wants, they could eliminate that out. But they banished Soul first, even though the Atlas is gone.
By the way, it's not just the Lapu, even though I think he's more dangerous than that hero. But the Yuzhong is also a Lutfi's signature back then. And ONIC really likes to play the Yuzhong against this kind of composition when you have a Eve in the back. And you can play both strong side and weak side for Lutfi.
And it's a lot of crowd control. The Furious Dive and also the Petrifying. 2 layers. The Kalia being banned out here. Once again, despite the fact that both teams were kind of EXP-centric in the previous game, the rolling position is where most of the attention is being expended.
Yeah.
Khalid?
Oh, yeah, right around the area.
They don't have a roamer either though, so... But I don't think they... Could they make this room with a Khalid? I think they could for Bigetron, but there's better options for them, so... Banning it wouldn't be bad.
I just want to say that I feel bad for the roamer in this match
Sand
specifically
rises
because
when I give
the
them
series
up.
is not built for them having finals MVP at all.
No, absolutely not.
It is how it is. It is what it is.
Like you mentioned, the Khalid taken out.
Alright.
They are going deep into the roamers as hero pool for both T-Boy and Finn.
Get a roamer here, take away one more option from Finn, and have your time and your choice to pick for a good matchup for your EXP laner, right? Technically, there's flex here as well with this Hylos pick. I didn't believe in it, by the way, seeing the Hylos for T-Boy, but hey, it worked out.
It's just like what I said, I believe, 2 days ago. It's a waiting move, Raj.
A waiting.
Yeah, you just move the king to the side just by 1 step, and you see what the opponent is trying to do.
Okay. It's a probing type of deal.
Yeah.
All right. Is it going to be a front to back for Bigetron though, or do they want to be a bit more aggressive? With the Yves and Moskov, it has to be a bit of a front to back.
Yeah.
Against a Leomord Hylos, there's not a lot of ways for them to escape from a dive.
Is this Boxia black?
It can be, but
Against a... I think it's gonna be a glue or something, right?
Okay, could work.
Oh, good call. Good call. So it turns out the Yuzhong will be for BTR by Vitality instead of for ONIC. I like that. And Shogun, I think he made some plays.
Lapu again.
Oh, this is like the old school TikTok matchup right here. The Yuzhong and Lapu Lapu.
The Lapu into the glue, by the way. He's gonna be healing so much. It's gonna be ridiculous.
So, quick predictions. BTR ONIC.
I think it's one of the ones that are actually a bit more even.
Feels the most 50-50 out of all of them, to be honest.
But I think ONIC has an edge here, though.
For me, I like the E from Moreno.
All right. So 1 for BTR.
I think my pick would be for ONIC.
1 for ONIC.
But it's still very close.
Still, ladies and gentlemen, we hyped the previous game up, and the fact of the matter is we are still at championship point. And ONIC pushed through. We're throwing it over to our casters.
When their backs were against the wall, the Kings finally struck back. And for the first time tonight, ONIC reminded everyone why dynasties are so hard to kill. But the mission for Bigetron remains unchanged. The resistance is still breathing, and slowly will they occupy the walls of the Velodrome. Championship point still, but this isn't. ONIC against Bigetron by Vitality.
Here we go. Into the land of dawn, ladies and gentlemen. ONIC going for the signature high-lows and Juicin. This is like their bread and butter, dude. In this meta, at least, you know. I like the fact that Cho and the Khalid got banned out. But yeah, Chevin called him, man. This Yuzong, Lapu Lapu, TikTok, 1v1 type of deal. It's all about mechanics in the XP lane at this point, right? Yeah. Who's gonna win, the Yuzong or the Lapu Lapu? In those TikTok edits, Chevin, did the Yuzong win or the Lapu Lapu win usually?
Waiting for his answer. We can't really hear him, but yeah, the classic matchup. It's all about skill. You know, the players using each hero obviously will win out, but Iman will wait. But that's why the Art of Thievery is very good to last hit that Gold Crab, the Glue, and the Yeve up against the high-lows and the Juice. And the Glue is pretty good up against the high-lows because like the high-lows will always walk up close first in the team fight, and Glue really wants to stick to the high-lows. But look at that movement coming in. MLB by you. Yeah, fully set together for both mid laners. And the Bargain Hunter for Iman, because he is going to focus on just farming up a Storm. But look at Lyle rolling in.
Yup, this is the classic though. Every time you have a Yuzong on Bigetron, they're always looking for that shield unity into the Furious Die Petrify gank into the XP. So you gotta be wary of that. Shogun gets level 4 first.
It's the Black Dragon form. And both teams, the XP laners at least, will play between cycles. That Famous Fighter, Black Dragon form 2. And up top, it's just gonna be another battle, you know, the classic gold lane on the side. But here we go, BDF.
Yep. Dragon coming down now onto Kai. Petri as well. Kai gonna be caught in the RWM. Shogun's just taking him out. ONIC forced a fight that was just not favorable for them. And now Sans walking up again. Looks like he's gonna be trying to go for the Famous Fighter. He still has it. He jumps on the Shogun who doesn't have anything, but now it's gonna be Shogun trying to get the DOT. Gets it in time, but he gets stunned up. And in the end, it's Moreno who gets the kill. And it's Bigetron with a big win early.
It's disastrous for ONIC. They were trying to hold on to the turtle. They were trying to get that objective, but everyone was so far away from one another. And now, Bigetron by Vitality, they have an advantage. A kill towards Shogun and Moreno as well. And look at that, Shogun munching on the plates of that bottom side turret. Kyrie a bit behind, but in terms of level, he is still on par with Nile. And now we will talk about that matchup earlier on. I think Shogun did have some assistance on killing and taking down Mlbb. Was Moreno as well with a final Void Crystal. With an auto attack. So now ONIC, obviously they still have that power. And the Leomord, the Lapu Lapu 2, we knew what happened in the previous game where Lapu of Mlbb was able to carry the game just so far.
And this is why I think in the regular season, me and Sheffin particularly did not like Kyrie on the Leomord, because it just feels so one-dimensional. It's something that you need to utilize to control neutral objectives, and if you don't, then you're kind of cooked. It's not over yet. Luckily for the Leomord, his power spike lasts all the way to mid-game after you get that ultimate.
Yeah.
But again, when you have Kyrie, usually I think you'd expect something more multi-dimensional, something that can, like the Predgen. We saw the Predgen earlier, we saw how good he can be on it. Even the Lancelot, you know, those assassins especially.
Yeah, gonna farm fast as well. I think Leomord, not too bad of a clear, especially with the skill 1, but oh, first item from Moreno. Blood Wings again, movement speed, extra shield, and the damage too. And now again, the turtle. Will ONIC be able to defend this? They're gonna play in cycles again. Mlbb is gonna come by. Iman has the SOD to respond to potential 4v5.
That's quite big. Shogun shows up top. Finn's gonna try to go on Mlbb now, as he's gonna have to take, I think, a stun from Finn. He's trying to jump in now. Nile as well. Black Dragon form coming down as Nile's gonna go in, and that's gonna be the Art of BM, and Kai mounted on, thrown back. Mlbb going for the damage, but it's just not enough right now as BTR are too tanky. Spear of Misery from Iman. Shogun tearing them apart as the retreat comes through, and Iman's gonna go for the kill on Mlbb.
Mlbb shoved back. It was Iman saving Moreno with that Spear of Misery, and Bigetron by Vitality. They pulverize ONIC. The Sky Kings, completely clueless in most of the team fights. They are lost. And the early game from Bigetron arrives in the nick of time.
Realize, I don't know. Last game was so clean because they understood their win conditions so well. Is this a case of ONIC just placed on a win condition that is impossible against the Yuzong, or them forcing things? Because, again, it was kind of the same approach. And this time, the glue, Keyboy let go of him. He basically let Finn get on Kai.
Especially up against a Leo Morn. A Hylos too that really wants to run towards the enemies. That glue will thrive so much. And now you see ONIC on a chokehold with their win conditions. Obviously, it's going to be running down towards Bigetron by Vitality. The Sieve is also very, very fragile. There's a Claude over there. There's a Lapu as well. We could just run it down towards the Eve. But it seems like it's able to survive because of the peel that Bigetron brings to the table. The Baxia peels pretty well. Shogun can just access the backline so easily. We don't even think about damage. Lupi.
Oh, Shield Unity, Petrify, and the Furious dive into the Dragon now. Pops into Poissons. ONIC collapse on him, but I don't even think this is a good idea. The whole team's coming down. If they can survive for just a more, oh, they do! Fitting with the slam and the pass, and now the mount down is asking for the mobilization! Shogun and Nile against the Sky Kings! And they beat them straight up!
ONIC collapse again. They're forcing their hand way too early, Moreno against Sans. Will it be a kill?
No, it won't.
Go! Hold up.
There's a flicker, Moreno! The Maestro, stunned up by Lutpi, denied of a kill.
Moreno!
But he dodges Lutpi's blade. One last shot in there. He's gonna go for the mount. And now it's Lutpi baited in by the Maestro. He's able to flick around the safety. Now the glorious pathway coming down. As Shogun be confident, lazy to weapon. Shogun is able to turn things around for a bit. And Mine gonna go for the 3 hits. Been stunned by the Law and Order. Kyrie on the steed.
Wow, that was so quick. Moreno, fleet footwork showing it again. Just moving around left and right, dodging the blades. And then came in the backup. But it was far too gone. At least they were able to shut down Shogun. But what does it mean? A 5.2k gold lead. ONIC, they need to play from behind. At least there is scaling, but only on the Claude. The Leomord really wants to thrive in the mid game later on. War Axe into the Fury Hammer for that extra bit of damage. But so far, nothing out of the ordinary just yet.
Despite the 5,000 gold lead, despite the position that Bigetron have, yes, better scaling, all that. You can never count the Sky Kings out until they're truly out. Sansa comes in beacon, bring it Finn back. Now it's going to be Finn Taylor targeted down, but he is able to find a mount on the boy. That's the full damage on Lutpi. Gets the Spear of Ezreal! And an SOD! That's Shogun!
He's gonna fall to Shogun too! Bigetron by Vitality! Turn the pages! And now the castle walls are breached! Slowly but surely!
If you're attempting a coup, you have to go for the throat. Eman and Shogun, they did just that. Now it's a 7,000 gold lead for Bigetron, and the dynasty of ONIC is on its last legs.
Bigetron has always been the kryptonite for ONIC, but tonight they seem so close to reaching out and have a taste on what glory feels like. ONIC, will that kryptonite come down and haunt them once more? This Lord is uncontestable, and the resistance lives on. That Lord secured by Bigetron.
Oh God.
They're looking for something. Their Finn very gladly stands tall. That's the glue, mind you. And with this lead, with this potential, there is no way Bigetron can throw this.
Eman's gonna go on the turret. San's putting the light on him. Bigetron's gotta remember, this is still the Sky Kings they're up against. Even now, there's always a chance. The real-time victory rate on the side of Bigetron, 71% to 29%, presented by our official gaming phone, KINGFINIX GT50 Pro. And Bigetron will play it slow.
71%. That is so close to victory.
Oh!
Can they make something happen?
God dang, that piercing damage from Eman Spears. It's zoned both the Ks, Kyrie and Kelra. Lower to the bottom lane, putting the tier 2 down.
And at this point, that passive becomes a poke, Mirko. If they want to play that front to back, it is so good to poke back ONIC without having to expend any valuable resource. That Moskov is going to hit like a truck. They're marching on the base.
The Dragon coming down. The walls are crumbling. Slowly but surely. Look at the piercing damage again. Now going to be lifted up, but he's still able to pop in towards Poisons for a bit. ONIC defend. Just a base turret taken by Bigetron, as that's the nature for Eman. A big power spike. There is very little magic damage from ONIC. One of the ways they could come back in this game was through a miraculous Kelra Kyrie dive, maybe a Lutpi dive, but now with the win of nature, it seems like they have neutralized that threat.
Yep. Still holding on. Chastise for Shogun. What's going to be the win con now for ONIC? It's way to tunnel vision, it seems like. Kyrie so far behind. Kelra just caught in a pin down and a potential petrify. You would hope that the quad could get like a blazing duet, a big one too. In favor of turning the fight around for ONIC, the Bigetron are so relentless. They can play with the cycles, they can engage, disengage. Black Dragon form, that's a box here that's gonna roll into you multiple times. But ONIC, they have only one window and one window. Lutpi with the Bravest Fighter, Kyrie with the Phantom Steed, and possibly Kelra will follow suit. But what if that fails? No one's gonna come there to save them. And Bigetron, for the first time in forever, it seems very close. They have a sniff of that silverware. But it's not over until it's over. The Sky Kings, they are battle tested. They have been through hell multiple times. But let's see if Bigetron can bring on the Inferno.
Wave down below, slow pushing. ONIC playing it safe in their base with this kind of composition. Trying to just hold on. They don't have good wave clear, but it is all they can do. If they fight outside of the base, they are as good as dead, and that would mean Bigetron is winning out. The face of the man who's been doubted by thousands on your screen, Theo Nile.
Yep, holds his breath deeply. But it's gonna be another siege. ONIC can't contest this, like you said. It's gonna be sudden death. It's gonna be sure death if they contest this. They're just caged in their own empire, a crumbling one.
In their own castle walls, in the drome that is known as home for ONIC. We saw that in the TIFO. We saw that confidence from the fans, from the org, from the coaching staff, and from the players. But the Maestro will take the purple buff, conducting the jungle camps of ONIC to move for him.
Now look at the believers. The ones that has joined the resistance, believe in the movement. And Bigetron by Vitality. It is now or never. The Lord will come marching in. Up top, down bottom, still intact, but they go for the conceal play.
Spin to the bottom lane, gonna go for Kai! He's dead, the Sky King has fallen! The walls are crumbling! The throne is burning! ONIC have dealt with the Lord. Down's gonna be poked down by Moreno. No RBM, but the Dragon comes around as the P comes in again. But that's gonna be Iman, piercing him down. That's the mount down as the P goes out! A full fight out to Kelra with a blazing duet. Saber survive right now as Sans goes in again. He pulls Shogun back! But Moreno takes him out! 8 years ago, the Red Robots entered this league with a dream. And for 8 long years, that dream was buried beneath heartbreak. Third places, near misses, collapsed runs, and a name they could never escape. They return to the workshop again, and again, reforging the steel, rewiring the circuitry, waiting for the day it would finally be complete. And today is that day!
For years, this arena echoed with the same story. The same colors, the same rulers, the same champions. But every fortress has a day when the gates are finally opened. And tonight, the Velodrome tells a different tale. A tale of patience, of a team that waited years for a moment that will last forever. thrones are not given. They are earned through sacrifice, through heartbreak, through the courage that keeps going when the story refuses to reward you. Tonight, they occupy the empire, the dynasty. For a brief moment meets the resistance. And for now it ends. After years of searching for a seat at the table, Bigetron have not merely joined the kings, they have become the kings.
The Maestro Moreno from season 10. Eman season 13. Shogun season 16. With Nael. And Finn the Human, who's been entrusted all the way from season 13, but had never seen stage play, was only on the bench up until they finally trusted him last season, a whole entire season. Nael, the scapegoat, always blame K-Dot, the man from MPL, Erpang, coach, goddamn Panda.
Everyone, a part of that machinery that refuses to fall when everyone doubts them, that refuses to surrender when they get dismantled. And for once, the Sky Kings, after so long being up in the clouds, they get a taste of what it feels like to stand deep underground. Immortal no more. They'll have to fight back next season.
We have crowned our KINGFINIX.
Wow, ONIC returning again to the place they call home, the place they call their empire, where the dynasty has been carved for years. 100% win rate in the sacred arena. Bigetron committed sacrilege right in the grounds where the Sky Kings rest. And now they rest for good. Bigetron are back.
The Red Robots stand upon the ruins of the greatest empire Indonesia has ever seen.
Look at that silverware.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bigetron by Vitality are
champions, finally. Now they can open that cabinet they've been waiting to fill with the silverware. They are your KINGFINIX of MPL ID Season 17. But that is it from us, from Realize, and from Mirko. And for Mirko, it's a thirst finally quenched.
a thirst for 10 whole seasons. Thank you, my goats. That's why you're my goats.
And we'll throw it over to our hosts, Bude and Sabila. Take it away.
Bigetron by Vitality berhasil mendapatkan gelar KINGFINIX. Perjalanan yang begitu panjang tentunya akan langsung kita panggil Ibu Gloria Pamela selaku wakil ketua bidang kompetisi PBSI untuk menyerahkan medal untuk sang pemenang di season 17. Kepada Ibu kami persilakan, dan juga kepada Bapak Julius selaku CEO Very Games untuk dapat naik ke atas